Okay, sige, let's start. Okay, okay. Sige, let's start now with our discussion sa inyong huling bulong when it comes to this particular subject, no? Now, ang diskarte sa una, okay, ito tatandaan nyo, hindi lalabas yung mismong exact definition, okay? Hindi lalabas yung mismong exact definition dyan sa board exam nyo when it comes to criminology area. Not unless, okay? Not unless talaga nasa bandang juvenile kayo or professional conduct ethical standards. Okay? What else? Sa dispute, ayan, kadalasan mga copy-paste yung mga tanungan diyan, mga definition of terms talaga. Okay? Okay, mahina, mahina. Oh, mic check, mic check. Okay, mahina ba? Okay na? Okay na po ba tayo? Okay na po ba? Okay? Mic check, mic check. Okay, sige. Okay na. Okay, so sige na. Let's start now with our huling bulong. So ano ang magiging diskarte mo kapag criminology area ka na? Okay? Kapag criminology area ka na, ang diskarte mo at first, okay? Understand the concept and how theories work and apply mo yan in a scenario. Ayan ang magiging diskarte mo sa una. Now, puntahan muna natin to. Gasgas naman na to. As time goes by, crimes evolve. Which nature of criminology is involved? Tatandaan, it is what? Dynamic. Okay, daw tandaan natin yung nature of criminology. Okay, always remember that we are a social science. We study society and the people itself. Okay? Kasi nga, 'di ba? We are studying the people itself. Bakit ba sila nag-commit ng crime in the first place? Kaya siya social science. Okay? What else? Applied science. We apply various types of sciences in order for us to have a solution or even the prevention of our crimes. What else? Nationalistic. We study our own criminal laws. Okay? Like for example, sa criminology sa Pilipinas, okay, ano aralin natin? O syempre, yung mga batas lang natin. Kung may criminology sa ibang bansa, o syempre, ano aralin nila? Batas nila. Okay? And tatandaan, dynamic. Okay? Criminology adapts through time. Bakit? Because crimes evolve. So, kailangan din sumabay ng criminology. Okay? Kailangan natin aralin yung mismong crime na yan. Okay? In order for us to have a solution and prevention for it. Okay? Now, let's proceed with our three major school of thought when it comes to criminology. This is very basic na para sa inyo, no? Criminals are motivated by their own free will. Okay, now which school of thought is being stated? So tatandaan, classical yan. Okay, tatandaan, when it comes to your classical theory or classical school of criminology, always remember that people have free will. Ayun ang paniniwala natin dito. And people are rational beings capable of thinking ano ba yung tama o mali. Okay? Then once na you commit a crime under this school of thought, tatandaan mo, you will be held liable for it. Anong purpose of penalty natin dito? Retribution. Ano yung retribution? Okay? The pain or punishment inflicted to an individual who committed a crime or a wrong doing. Okay, yan ang focus ng classical school of criminology. Ang focus natin sa bagay na mismong ginawa ng ating offender. Regardless, kahit ikaw yung bata, imbecile or insane, okay, you commit a crime, paparusahan ka dito. Neoclassical, tatandaan, okay, tatandaan lang, ang pinaka-main thought natin dito is what? Free will is not entirely exercised. Affected yung kanilang control ng free will nila. Due to what? Baka naman kasi bata yan. Baka naman kasi may sakit sa pag-iisip yan. Okay? Now, ang focus nito is sa act and the actor. Ano ang focus? Exemption and mitigation. Because what? Sabi nga natin, free will is not entirely exercised. Now, sa positivism naman, tatandaan natin yung Holy Tree of Criminology, Rafael Garofalo, Enrico Ferri, and Cesar Lombroso. Okay, ito, kilalang kilala natin yan, yung Holy Tree of Criminology na yan. Now, ano bang focus ng positivism or positive school of criminology? Okay, ang focus natin is more on the scientific factors. Hindi na tayo naniniwala na alin, oh, free will na yan. Okay? May reason kung bakit sila nakapag-commit ng crime in the first place. Okay? We have to understand them. And we treat criminals as what? All criminals are sick. Okay? That is why, okay, we are looking at the scientific factors in order to determine, oh, bakit ba siya nakapag-commit ng crime in the first place. Okay? Ang focus natin dyan sa positivist school of criminology, more on what? Rehabilitation and treatment of our offenders. Okay? Now, criminal behavior is examined scientifically. Which school of thought may apply? Tatandaan, positivist. Sa pag-usapan na natin kanina yan. Okay, tatandaan, positivist. Because tinitignan natin the reason why they committed a crime in the first place. Okay, rather than looking at their free will. Okay? Now, the pain and punishment inflicted to an individual to have committed a crime, tatandaan, that is retribution. Okay, na banggit na natin kanina yan. Ito yung purpose of penalty sa ating Classical School of Criminology. O, ito, the type of deterrence which focuses on the offender to prevent reoffending. Okay? Tawag natin dyan is what? Specific deterrence. Ano ba pinaparating ng deterrence? Gusto natin parusahan yung isang tao, okay? Para ma-deter natin, okay, yung pag-ulit niya ng pag-commit ng crime. Now, may dalawang deterrence tayo. May specific at may general deterrence. Yung specific deterrence, mismo sa gumawa ng crime. Sa general deterrence, yung mismo naka-witness, okay, sa pagpapunish natin sa isang particular offender. So, nakalagay dito, pag specific o yung mismo offender itself. General deterrence, okay, the public or the people na naka-witness sa pagpaparusa natin dun sa particular offender na to. Therefore, pag nakita nila yan, oh, pinarusahan yung isang tao na to. Ay, naku, ganyan pala yung parusa sa kanya. O sige, wag na tayong mag-commit ng crime. Ganyan pala mangyayari sa atin, paparusahan tayo. Okay, yan ang general deterrence. Now, para ma-achieve natin tong deterrence na to, tatandaan nyo palagi, okay, tatandaan nyo palagi, it must be commensurate. The punishment must fit the crime. Certainty, dapat alam talaga natin, okay, alam ng person na talaga siya ay, alin, mapaparusahan once na mag-commit siya ng crime. And then, celerity or swiftness. Punishment should take shortly after the act. Okay? Agad-agad dapat siya ay mapaparusahan. Okay? Punishment should take shortly after the act. Ito, it involves the maximum involvement of the offender, victim, and then the society. That is what? Restorative justice. Now, how does it work? Okay? Uh, Paghaharapin natin yung victim and then yung offender, and now sa part ng victim, kung may mawala sa kanya, ire-restore natin yan, ibabalik natin yan. Now sa part naman ng offender, ano gagawin natin kay offender? O ire-rehabilitate natin si offender, and then once ma-rehabilitate si offender, kapag binalik na natin siya sa society, at least magiging okay na tayo. Okay? In that way, we will have restorative justice. Tatandaan sa restorative justice, the maximum involvement of the offender, victim, and our society. Ito, the doctrine stating that the acts and laws of a man should bring about the greatest good for the greatest number of people. That is what? The doctrine na tinatawag natin utilitarianism under Nino, sino proponent? Si Jeremy Bentham. Okay, dan lahat dapat ng kilos, lahat dapat ng laws sa ating society should bring about the greatest good para sa nakararaming tao. Okay? Ito, also known as mental algorithm ni Jeremy Bentham. Okay, tatandaan, Specific calculus. Also known as mental algorithm, which viewed people as human calculators wherein, okay, sa philosophic calculus, no, it is just an imaginary, okay, calculator wherein yung isang tao, okay, kinakalculate niya muna yung pain and pleasure na madederive niya before niya gawin yung isang action. Okay. Now, let's proceed on this one. Conclin's typology of robbers kasi nasa TOS nyo at lumalabas ito. Okay? Tatandaan nyo yan. A type of robber who usually steals large amount of money due to their careful planning. Tatandaan nyo, ano yan? Okay? Professional robber po iyan. Okay? Isa siyang type of robber na nakaka-steal ng large amount of money kasi merong careful planning. Ito na talaga yung kanyang pangkabuhayan. Kaya malaki ang talagang kanyang nanakaw. Paano naman kapag opportunistic, a type of robber, okay? Which steals when the situation is conducive to its situation. Na kapag lumabas naman to ngayon, natanong sa inyong board exam, pag tinanong kung ano yung type of robber, na usually nakaka-steal lang ng small amount, when the opportunity permits itself, ang isasagot nyo, opportunistic robber. Kasi nagnanakaw lang sila kapag merong opportunity. Okay? Kaya usually talaga, small amounts lang kanilang nananakaw. Kasi hindi naman natin sure kung magkano yung dala na money ng isang tao. Kasi nga, nagnakaw lang tayo when opportunity permits. Okay, o ito, madali lang. Nagnanakaw due to what? To support drug addiction. O, addict robber ang tawag natin dyan. Okay? Next, a type of robber that steals due to intoxication or to support alcoholism. Okay? Alcoholic robber yan. Ilang beses na itong lumalabas. Eh, nasa TOS nyo to. Now, kung sakaling itanong ulit yan, hindi na kayo maliligaw kasi apat lang naman yung typology ng robbers ni Conclean sa Intro to Crime. Okay? Now, let's proceed. Okay, killing of many people in a single violent outburst. Tatandaan, ito lang ang palatandaan mo. Okay? Pumatay na maraming tao in a single moment or a single scenario or in a single violent outburst. Okay? Tawag natin dyan, mass killing or mass murder. Okay? O ito, lumalabas ito. Nasa inyong ano to, TOS naman din. Okay? A perspective in crime seeing laws as a ruling tool for the upper class. Tatandaan, that is a conflict view. Now, let's discuss yung tatlo, mabilisan. Okay? Pag consensus view, basahin muna natin. Laws reflect the shared norms, values, and beliefs of a society's majority. So basically, kapag consensus view ang pinag-uusapan, okay, yung mga tao sa isang society nag-a-agree ano ba dapat yung ipagbawal nating act. Okay, sila yung the majority labels what should be labeled as a crime. Okay? Tatandaan, the society's majority agrees kung ano dapat yung ipagbawal natin, kung ano dapat ang i-define natin as a crime. Paano naman kapag conflict view? Tatandaan, pag kapag conflict view ang pinag-uusapan, ginagamit ng mga nasa upper class or yung mga elites, okay, yung batas para ma-maintain yung socio-economic position nila sa society or to maintain their power or control in the society. Like for example, o sige, gagawa ako ng batas na hindi dapat makapag-own ng lupa yung mga magsasaka. Okay? Para kami lang mga mayayaman ang pwedeng mag-own ng lupa. Yan, conflict view yan. Okay? Kasi sila yung nagde-define o sila yung gumagawa ng mga batas in order to maintain their socio-economic position. Okay? Or to maintain their power in the society. Pag interactionist view naman, okay? Crime depends on who is labeling it. Okay? Specifically, those persons with particular legal jurisdiction. Pasimplihin natin. Sa interactionist view, ang gumagawa ng batas ay isang tao na may kakayanan gumawa ng batas. Okay? And then magbe-base lamang tayo sa kanyang opinion. Like for example, I am a senator. Okay? Now, kung meron akong strong na opinion or paniniwala, for example, ganito, o sige, okay, gagawa ako ng batas, ipagbabawal ko lahat ng pangit. Yan ang interactionist view. Magbe-base tayo sa opinion and beliefs of those person na mayroong particular legal jurisdiction. Magbe-base lang tayo sa kanyang opinion at paniniwala. Okay? And then siya yung magde-define nung kung ano ang crime. Okay? And ang tawag sa kanya is what? Moral entrepreneur. Okay? Tatandaan niyo yung tatlo na yan. Consensus, conflict, and then interactionist. Okay, now, next, it refers to the series of killings in a considerable amount of time. Tawag natin dyan, serial killing or serial murder. For example, ganito, o ngayon, meron akong pinatay, and then next week, meron na naman akong pinatay. Third week, meron na naman akong pinatay. Okay? Pwede mo rin palatandaan dyan para mas mabilis mo makuha. Okay? Killing of many persons with with cool down period. Yan. Okay? Now, let's proceed with the nature of RA 9262. Tatandaan. Okay? Board exam question ito. Nature of RA 9262. Always remember, that is what? Mala insi po siya. Okay? Mala inse. Okay? Yung nature ng ating RA 9262. Okay? Ano pa? Yung nature ng ating child abuse under RA 7610, tatandaan, malainse din po siya. Okay? Now, ano ngayon ang nature ng RA 9165? Okay, mala prohibita po siya. Now, what is the difference between the two? Mala inse and mala prohibita. Okay, tatandaan. Ito lang, as a general rule, no? As a general rule. Okay? Mala inse is to RPC. Okay, and then mala prohibita is to SPL. Ano ba muna ang mala inse? Those are acts that are inherently evil in its nature. While mala prohibita naman, ito yung mga acts na hindi naman talaga inherently evil, but pinagbabawal natin because there is a law prohibiting it. Like for example, dito sa Pilipinas, para mas mabilis natin makuha sa RA 9165. Okay? Like for example dito, bawal ang marijuana. Okay? Kasi may batas na nagsasabing bawal yan. Sa ibang bansa, 'di ba? Meron. Bakit? Lenient sila dun okay? Batas nila yan Okay, tatandaan, mala prohibita, these are the acts na hindi naman inherently evil, okay? Pero pinagbabawal kasi may batas na nagsasabing, uy, bawal yan. Okay? At tatandaan nyo rin, okay? As a general rule, no, mala prohibita is to SPL or Special Penal Laws. Pero ito tatandaan, note, Hindi lahat ng SPL ay mala prohibita. Check the acts that are prohibited in the SPL before you conclude. Katulad na lang nung RA 9262. Tignan nyo. Okay? Mala inse siya, not mala prohibita. Even though RA 9262 is a special penal law. Because yung mga prohibited acts doon, okay, yung crimes penalized under those provisions ay mala inse or inherently evil. Katulad nito, katulad sa RA 7610. Tignan nyo. Okay? When the acts complained of are inherently immoral, they are deemed malainse even if they are punished by a special law. Tatandaan nyo, no? RA 7610, nature niya, malainse. Okay? What is the general weighted average for a CLE taker to pass the board exam? Tatandaan mo. Okay? General weighted average, ha? Overall average mo, kailangan, ito yung bare minimum. Okay? Tatandaan, 75%. Now, if a subject is deferred, ano yung minimum average for the specific subject? Okay? For example, deferred ang subject mo. Okay? Na-deferred ka. Okay? Within 2 years, kailangan mo i-retake yan at kailangan ano yung percentage na makuha mo dyan. For example, na-deferred ka sa forensic at CDI. O sige, para maipasa mo totally yung board exam, okay, kailangan maka 80% ka dyan. Okay? Tandaan, passing rating natin, 75%. General weighted average ito GWA. General weighted average. At least kailangan maka 75% ka. Now, kapag meron kang deferred, okay, yung deferred grades, lower than 60 yan. You have to retake it within 2 years only. Okay, ano yung grades na require in order for you to pass the deferred subject? Tatandaan, 80%. Okay? What if ganito? Meron kang failed na meron kang 3 grades below 75%. For example, pasado ka naman sa passing rating na 75 but meron kang tatlong 74. So, ibig sabihin, ano ang condition mo dyan? Failed ka. Bakit? Ano ba nakalagay sa RA 11131? Kapag meron kang 3 grades below 75%, ikaw ay failed. Okay? Pero dahil chaps ka, okay, may panlaban ka dyan. Kayang-kaya mo yan. Now, what if you failed 5 times sa ating CLE? You have to take pressure course in order for you to take the board exam again. Tatandaan nyo palagi yan. Okay? Now, punta na tayo dito. Which element of crime can a capable guardian eliminate? Tinatanong, no? Anong elemento ng crime ang kayang ma-eliminate ni capable guardian? Tatandaan nyo, opportunity po iyan. Okay? Now, ano ba yung anatomy of crime? Tatandaan nyo lang yung NEO na tinatawag. Ano yung motive, moving power, or reason? Okay? Yung rason kung bakit nakapag-commit ng crime yung isang tao. Like for example, galit. Okay? O galit ako sa iyo, kaya kita napatay. O, that is the reason for that particular person to commit a crime. O, instrumentality. Okay? Yung pamamaraan. Okay? And then, yung opportunity, tatandaan nyo, this is just the chance for a person to commit a crime. Okay? Ano naman yung elements ngayon ng RAT or Routine Activity Theory? Okay, tatandaan nyo ito. Nasa TOS, presence of motivated offender, suitable target, and then absence of capable guardian. Ano ba mga example natin ng mga capable guardians natin? O, yung mga police officers na yan. Even, pati yung mga barangay tanod. Okay, capable guardian yung mga yan. Now, kapag sila ay absent sa kanilang vicinity, tatandaan nyo, it creates yung tinatawag nating opportunity. Pero what if present sila ngayon. Nagro-ronda-ronda, nag-iikot-ikot. Okay, tatandaan nyo, the presence of capable guardian eliminates what? Opportunity on the part of the motivated offender. Kasi yun naman talaga ang gusto nating mangyari, no? Magpadala tayo ng mga capable guardian sa mga places wherein talamak ang crime in order for the capable guardian to eliminate opportunity. O ito katanungan, ang isang criminologist ba, registered criminologist, allowed to practice his or her profession habang siya ay suspended? Tatandaan, bawal. Okay, tatandaan, bawal. Okay, tatandaan, bawal i-practice ang profession kapag suspendido. Okay, ang iyong lisensya. Okay? Maaring ma-revoke ang iyong lisensya. Totally, hindi ka na counted. Okay? Hindi ka na maging ARC-CRIM niyan. Ma-revoke ka na. Okay? Tatandaan nyo, Section 22, revocation or suspension of the Certificate of Registration and cancellation of temporary or special permit. Okay? Sa letter A, kapag may na-violate na any provision ng RA 11131 and Code of Ethics for Criminology. Later on, pag-uusapan natin yan. Let's simplify this. Okay, ano pa? If you are convicted of a crime involving Moral turpitude, ano pa, perpetration, pineki natin yung pag-obtain natin ng certificate of registration, yung PRC ID natin or yung temporary special permit, maaari na pwede ma-revoke ang license natin. Okay, ano pa, gross incompetence, negligence, or ignorance resulting to death or injury of a person or damage to property. Basically, ang relate mo lang na word dyan, malpractice. Okay, malpractice na nagresulta sa pagkamatay o injury ng isang tao. Okay? Ano pa, non-renewal of the professional identification card for a period of 6 years with the PRC without justifiable cause. At ano pa, letter F, aiding or abetting the illegal practice. Okay, like for example, tinulungan natin, okay, na alin, na i-practice yung pagiging registered criminologist sa isang tao, hindi naman talaga pala siya registered criminologist. Ano pa, like for example, ganito, pinahiram ko yung PRC ID ko, ito, gamitin mo muna, ikaw muna yung registered criminologist ngayon, ikaw magturo. Ayan, bawal yan. Okay? Hindi mo po pwedeng i-practice ang isang profession kung hindi ka naman registered talaga. Okay? Bawal mong ipagamit yung PRC natin, PRC ID sa iba. Okay, ano pa? Illegally practicing the profession during the suspension from the practice thereof. For example, suspended ang lisensya mo, pero nagturo pa rin ako ng pang-crim. Bawal. Okay? Ano pa, addiction to drugs or alcohol, impairing one's ability to practice the profession or declaration by a court of competent jurisdiction that the registrant is an is of unsound mind. Okay? Kapag ikaw ay addicted sa drugs and alcohol and hindi mo na kayang i-perform yung profession mo as a registered criminologist, maaaring masuspinde or ma-revoke ang iyong lisensya. At ano pa, non-compliance with the CPD and APO requirements. Okay, tatandaan, po pwede na alin, po pwede na masuspend muna yung license kapag basically pag di ka nag-renew. Okay? Tatandaan niyo yan. Tatandaan kapag hindi na-renew ang lisensya, hindi ka po pwede mag-practice ng ating profession. Okay? Pag nasuspinde, bawal din. Okay? O ito, how many terms can the Board of Criminology, okay, serve his or her position? Tatandaan nyo, 2 beses lamang sila ang pwede mag-serve sa kanilang posisyon. Okay, for example, si chairman and then yung 4 na board member. Na ngayon, ang katanungan, okay, ilang years per term? Tatandaan, per term, 3 years. Okay? Tatandaan, per term, 3 years yan. Kung dalawa yan, kung dalawang term, so it is a total of what? 6 years. Okay? Ito, board exam question. A body type according to William Herbert Sheldon that is capable of employing force and violence toward others. Tatandaan, ano yung pangangatawan na yan? Mesomorph yan. Okay? A body type according to Ernst Kretschmer that is characterized by having thin body build. So basically, that is what? Asthenic yan. Okay? So ito yung somatotyping nung dalawa ni Ernst Kretschmer and then ni William Herbert Sheldon. Nilagay ko ng palatandaan dyan, Ernst Nick. Okay? And then Shelmo. Okay, kay Ernst Kretschmer, tignan mo, Ernst Nick. Ernst, tignan mo yung dulo, puro ik, di ba? Lagay mo na ng Ernst Nick. Oh. Pagpayat, mataba, picnic, kay Ernst Kretschmer. Okay, pag maganda pa ang katawan, muscular o athletic, kay Ernst Kretschmer. Pagpayat, asthenic, o tinic. Okay, payat, tinik yan. Okay, paano kapag kay William Herbert Sheldon? Tandaan mo, shell mo, kasi puro mo, nakalagay, oh. Okay, o pag endomorph, equivalent lang yan dito. So, mataba. Mesomorph, that is what? Muscular. Okay? Ectomorph, yung small, thin, and fragile. Okay? Tatandaan, ang meron lamang na binigay na temperament, okay, ay sino? Si William Herbert Sheldon. Nakasulat na dyan. Ang temperament ng endomorph, serotonic. Okay? You are relaxed, comfortable, extrovert. Okay? Kapag naman ikaw ay mesomorph, ikaw ay romotonic. You are active, aggressive, and you are sometimes violent. Okay? According to Sheldon. Pag ectomorph, ano ang iyong temperament? Cerebrotonic, you are introverted, hypersensitive, and intellectual. Now, ano yung mga crimes na they are most prone to commit? Okay, mga matataba, mga panloloko. Okay, fraud or deceit. Okay, and then yung natanong last time I think, okay, yung sa mesomorph. Since sila yung may mga ganda pangatawan, malaking pangatawan, they are athletic, they are muscular, sila yung mayroong mga kakayanan to employ violence. Okay? Tatandaan niyo yan. Kasi nga, malaki yung kanilang pangangatawan. Okay? They are able to do it. Paano naman kapag sa mga mapapayat? Okay? Yung mga mabababang uri lamang ng crimes. So, petty crimes. Katulad ng mga snatching na yan or panghihipo. Okay? Yung mga mabababa lamang. Yung mga petty lang. Okay? Ito. Biogenic approach tayo, characterized by low blood sugar affecting the mind's capacity to effectively judge. That is what? Hypoglycemia. Kaya ano ang tip natin? Pag nagbo-board exam na kayo, kumain kayo ng marami. Okay? Kumain kayo because baka mangyari sa inyo tong hypoglycemia. Okay? Tatandaan, hypoglycemia. Okay? Characterized by low blood sugar na nakakaapekto. Okay? Sa utak natin para makapag-isip ng maayos to effectively judge. Okay? Ito, next, this theory states that criminal behavior can be learned through interaction and socialization with people having criminal behavior. Okay, differential association theory. Sino ang proponent niyan? Si Edwin H. Sutherland. It's a search that alin. O kapag meron ka lagi nakakasama na tao na merong criminal behavior, eventually, makukuha mo rin yan. Okay, matututunan mo rin yan. Okay, also known as what? Ito naman, next, Lombrosian theory, yung theory of atavism. Okay, yung theory of atavism. Ano ba yung atavism? Ito yung biological throwback from an earlier stage of development. Such for example, okay, yung qualities ng pagiging monkey, o pagiging unggoy. Such as what? Yung malaking noo, matakakapal na labi, malaking ilong, malaking mata. Oh, that is ganyan. Okay, now, kapag meron kong at least 5 atavistic stigmata, okay, ano tawag sa'yo? Okay, Nilombroso, you are a born criminal. Okay? Ito next, criminal behavior can be imitated according to Gabriel Tarde. Oh, which type of imitation involves superimposing old behaviors? That is what? Law of superimposing. Like for example, ganito. May nagko-commit ng estafa face to face. And now, meron siya nakitang bagong way of committing estafa. For example, ganito, pwede pala mag-commit ng estafa through online. Okay, sige. Yung dati kong pamamaraan, yung dati kong modus, iiwan ko na. Kung dati na ang modus ko, harapan, personally, nagko-commit ako ng estafa, sige. Since meron akong bagong natutunan, okay, sige, gayahin ko na lang. Okay? Magko-commit na lang ako ng estafa through online. Iiwan ko na yung dati kong pamamaraan. Therefore, na-superimpose ko na yung aking old behavior. Okay? Balik tayo, imitation theory or suggestion theory ni Gabriel Tarde. Okay? Law of close contact. If one is constantly surrounded by people with deviant behavior. Okay? Eventually, makukopya natin, mai-imitate natin yung kanilang behavior. Okay? Yan yung sa law of close contact. Ito naman sa law of imitation or the law of imitation of superiors by inferior. Basically, ginagaya ng mga mahihina yung mga malalakas. And then kanina na, discuss na natin tong law of insertion ito, sorry. Insertion, sorry. Insertion ito. Law of insertion ito. Okay? Law of insertion, sorry. Okay, law of insertion ito. Law of insertion. New behaviors are superimposed on old ones. Okay? Sorry. Law of insertion po ito ha. Law of insertion. Okay? Pakiano na lang. Edit out. Okay? Now, ito, next. A theory focus on how social institutions break down and their failure to perform their function in the society. Ang sagot natin dyan, anong theory yan? Social disorganization theory. Ano ba pinaparating ng social disorganization theory? Okay? When our social institutions cannot perform their function well. Like for example, okay? Yung ating school, okay? Hindi nagpe-perform ng maayos, hindi nakapagturo ng maayos yung ating school sa mga bata, okay, it contributes to crime rate. Ano pa? For example, yung ating government, hindi nila magawa yung function nila ng maayos. Specifically, lagay natin sa isang maliit na example. O sa barangay, okay? Yung mga barangay tanods, hindi ginagawa yung mga trabaho nila. Okay, laging wala si barangay captain. Yung mga tanod ninyo, okay, hindi nag-iikot-ikot. So may kinalaman kaya siya sa pagka-produce ng crime? Yes. Okay, kasi hindi nila pina-perform yung function nila as a social institution. Ano pa? Yung family. Okay, is also known as the basic social unit of our society. Okay? Kapag di nila na-perform yung function nila ng maayos, sino ba apektado? Siyempre, kung meron silang anak, yung bata. So, it contributes to what? Delinquency. Okay, now, ayun ang pinaparating ng social disorganization theory. Kapag hindi na-perform ng maayos ng social institution yung kanilang function, it contributes to crime. Okay? Next, also known as the absence of norms or the state of normlessness. Okay? Anomy po iyan. Sino ang proponent niyan? Si Emile Durkheim. Okay? Also known as the absence of norms or the state of normlessness. That is what? Anomy. Kapag wala nang batas sa isang society, nagkakaroon tayo ng chaos dyan. Okay? Ang tawag natin dyan is what? Anomy. Okay, ano namang theory ito? Weak social ties to social institutions contributes to crime. What theory best describes the statement? Tatandaan? social bond theory or social control theory ni Travis Hershey. Okay? So basically, kapag weak ang ating belief, involvement, attachment, and commitment sa ating social institutions, magkakaroon tayo ng chance, okay, na makapag-form tayo ng criminal behavior. Pero kapag strong yung ating biyak, okay, yung belief, involvement, attachment, and commitment to our social institutions, okay, susunod tayo sa batas, okay? Or magkakaroon tayo ng conforming behavior. Okay? Ito, a person's failure to achieve his cultural goals, making him do things away from the norms of how to achieve it. O what theory best describes the statement? Tatandaan, that is what? Strain theory. Okay? Now, pag tinanong sa inyo, okay, sa board exam, ano yung most common form ng adaptation to strain theory that links to crime? Ang tatandaan nyo, ang isasagot nyo dyan, innovation. Pag-usapan natin mga forms of adaptation. Pag conformity ang pinag-uusapan, okay, susunod ka sa cultural goal and gagawa ka ng tamang pamamaraan to achieve it. For example, gusto mong yumaman. Okay? O sige, sunod tayo sa tamang pamamaraan. Magtrabaho tayo. Okay? O, paano pag innovation? You will accept your goals, pero in order for you to achieve it, gagamit ka ng maling pamamaraan. O, for example, gusto mo magkapera, gusto mong yumaman. Eh, kaso wala kang opportunity to be rich sa tamang pamamaraan. So, ano gagawin mo? O, gagawa tayo ng illegal. Okay, ritualism, abandon goals, pero sumusunod tayo sa alin? Sumusunod pa rin tayo sa mga batas na sinet ng society. Kahit wala na tayong pangarap, okay, sunod pa rin tayo sa batas. Retreatism, it rejects both goals and means. Okay, wala nang pangarap, ano pa, mali-mali pa yung ginagawa mo sa society. Okay, nagko-commit ka pa ng crime. Okay? When it comes to rebellion naman, kapag tinanong sa inyo, what is the common form of adaptation that leads to terrorism, revolutionaries, or even rebellion? Ang sasagot natin, what? Rebellion, okay? Pero kapag tinanong ngayon sa board exam, sa inyo bukas, what is the most common form ng adaptation that links to crime? Tatandaan nyo, innovation. Bakit? Kasi meron kang cultural goal, pero gusto mo siyang abutin sa maling pamamaraan o sa illegal means. Okay, pag-usapan natin to, nurture and nature theory. Tatandaan, okay? Sa nature, heredity is a predictor. Malalaman natin yung IQ and behavior mo based, okay, sa ancestry. Based, for example, sa lolo o lola mo. For example, tanga yung lolo o lola mo. Okay. Okay? Kung ganyan yung lolo-lola mo, baka tanga ka din. Yan ang nature, okay? Heredity is a predictor, okay? Paano pag nurture, okay? Ang focus natin on how a person grew up is a predictor, okay? Pwede nating malaman yung behavior and IQ ng isang tao based kung paano ba siya pinalaki. Okay? Tatandaan, yan ang nature at nurture. Kung nature, pwede nating malaman yung IQ and behavior niya based sa kanyang ancestry. Dito sa nurture, malalaman natin yung IQ and behavior based kung paano siya pinalaki. Okay? Nurture. Oh, the passing of traits from parents to offspring, tawag natin dyan, heredity. Okay? O ito, this theory states that there is a conflict due to uneven distribution of resources between the upper class and the lower class. So that is what? Conflict theory po iyan. When there is an uneven distribution of resources at nag-aaway si upper and lower class. Okay? Ang tawag natin sa upper or the ruling class under ng works ni Karl Marx, tawag natin sa kanya bourgeoisie. Okay? Yung mga bourgeoisie na yan ay hindi yung mga also known as yung mga business owners na yan. Okay? O yung mga kapitalista na yan. Okay? Yung lower class naman o yung also known as the working class, tawag natin sa kanila proletariat under ng works ni Karl Marx. Okay? O ito, nasa TOS din. The theory which focuses on the moral reasoning why a person behaves rather than the act itself. Okay, tatandaan kapag tinatanong moral reasoning, okay, anong theory yan? Kay Lawrence Kohlberg. Okay, theory of moral development. Pag-usapan natin yung unang level, pre-conventional sa avoiding punishment. Sumusunod tayo sa isang rule or regulation kasi nagbe-base tayo sa direct consequences. Basically, pasimplihin natin, sumusunod tayo sa isang batas, okay, sa rules or regulation, because ayaw nating maparusahan, okay? Ayaw nating maparusahan. Paano naman kapag nasa self-interest, okay? Actions are seen in terms of rewards, okay? Tatandaan mo dito, rewards rather than moral value. Okay, sumusunod tayo sa rules and regulation because meron tayong makukuhang reward. Like for example, sa household natin, o sige, sunod tayo kay papa or kay mama sa mga utos niya, okay, sa mga rules and regulation niya. Basta Okay? O, bigyan mo akong Jollibee, Papa. Okay? Susunod ako sa'yo, o, bigyan mo ako Jollibee. Yan. Because ano ba nakalagay dito? Action are seen in terms of rewards. Sumusunod sa rule and regulation kasi may makukuwang reward. Okay? Paano naman sa conventional? Okay? Also known as the good boy attitude. Okay? Good behavior is about living up to social expectations and rules. Okay? Sumusunod tayo sa rules and regulation because we want to look good in a society. Okay? Paano pag law and order morality? Ano naman ang reasoning nito? Sumusunod tayo sa batas because naniniwala tayo that it will maintain peace and order sa ating society. Okay, yan yung sa conventional level. Paano ngayon sa post-conventional? Adulthood stage ito. Ito tatandaan, pag itinanong sa inyo, pag post-conventional level, okay, it requires critical thinking skills. It is also known as the highest level of reasoning according to Lawrence Kohlberg. Okay? Sa social contract, okay, ano ang reasoning natin diyan? Okay? Naniniwala tayo na okay, rules are seen as social agreements that can be changed when necessary. Okay, naniniwala tayo na yung isang batas, baguhin natin 'yan before natin sundin. Okay, yung isang batas na 'yan, kailangan mag-serve 'yan sa greatest good for the greatest number of people. And usually, itong social contract na 'to, itong reasoning na 'to, makikita mo 'yan kadalasan sa mga activists. Okay, sa mga activists. Paano naman kapag universal principles? Moral reasoning is based on the universal ethical principles and justice. Pasimple natin discussion. Okay, like for example, may gera between Philippines and China. Okay? Now, meron tayong nakita na sugatan na soldier, Chinese soldier. Pero ano ginawa natin? Tinulungan pa rin natin siya. Even though kalaban natin siya sa gera. Bakit? Kasi naniniwala tayo sa universal ethical principles and justice. Na for example, dapat lahat ng sugatan, tulungan natin yan. Regardless kahit kaaway natin siya. Kahit may batas tayo na nagsasabi, oy, bawal natin tulungan yung mga enemies natin. Okay? During wartime. Yan. Okay? Because we believe on our universal ethical principles. Okay? Tatandaan nyo yung tatlo na yan. Pre-conventional, conventional, and post-conventional. Now, tandaan, okay, ito next, biopsychosocial. Okay, ano lang naman ang pinaparating niyan sa biopsychosocial na hindi lamang biological, hindi lamang psychological, at hindi lamang sociological aspects ang dapat tignan natin. Okay, yung tatlong yan, it interplays a part when it comes to our crime. Okay, yung tatlong yan may kinalaman sa crime. It interplays. Okay, tatandaan, biopsychosocial. Kasi naitanong na yan sa board exam. Okay, tatandaan, biopsychosocial, biological, psychological, and then socio-logical. Okay? O now, ito, non-contact apprehension of MMDA uses the concept of crime prevention through environmental design. Which principle is being used? Okay, yung NCAP ng MMDA. Malay nyo, di ba? Lumabas. Hindi natin alam, pero malay nyo lang naman. Okay, kasi ilang beses na lumabas ng CPTED. Malay natin ay lumabas ulit. Hopefully lumabas. Okay, now, ano ba ang purpose ng CPTED? Okay, we are trying to prevent crime based sa disenyo ng isang space or isang building. Now, ano yung ginagamit na principle ng ating NCAP, ng MMDA? Tatandaan, surveillance. To be specific, ano ginagamit nila? Technical surveillance. Okay? Oh, ano ngayon ang principles ng ating CPTED? Yung una, surveillance. Okay, kailangan makita natin yung nangyayari sa isang lugar. Okay, now, sa paanong paraan ba natin pwedeng makita yung mga pangyayari sa isang lugar? Okay, pwede sa natural surveillance. The design of the space must provide a view where people can see potential offenders. Na kung gusto mong magkakaroon ka ng overlooking view, okay, sa isang lugar, okay, ayusin mo yung disenyo ng iyong space. Kung gusto mong makita yung nangyayari sa kabila, pero gusto mo pa rin mag-maintain ng territoriality, okay? Gamit ka ng ng fence wherein makikita mo yung nasa kabila. Specifically, anong type of fence ba yun? Di ba? Full view fence, okay? Pag natural surveillance, tatandaan nyo, kailangan makapag-provide lang tayo ng natural view. Okay? Makikita pa rin ng mga mata natin. Okay? Yung nangyayari over a certain place. Paano naman kapag technical surveillance? Okay? Paggamit lang naman natin yan ng mga CCTV or any recording device. Okay? Sir, paano naman ngayon pag-access control? Ang pinag-uusapan lang na ito, okay, the offender should not dare or be able to get into an area, building, or space. Like for example, sa school, okay, sino lang ang po pwedeng pumasok sa school? O syempre, mga estudyante, specifically, yung may mga ID, okay, since sila lang ang pwedeng pumasok dyan, sila lang yung may access dyan. Okay, tatandaan nyo palagi yan. O, for example, o, si guard, o, hindi may, walang pinapasok na estudyante, bakit? wala silang mga ID eh. May access kaya sila kahit pilitin nila? Wala. Bakit? Wala kayong ID. No ID, no entry. Yan, pwede nyo pala tandaan yang access control. No ID, no entry para mas mabilis. Okay? Paano naman itong territoriality? Okay? So it's all about the sense of ownership para walang possible na pumasok sa iyong space o an area. Now, paano ba natin ma-establish yung territoriality? O kailangan at least may signage dyan. Okay, demarcation or even gate para ma-determine natin na alin. Oy, may-ari ng space nito. Okay? Or building. O maintenance. Kaya tatandaan, kailangan ma-maintain natin yung isang lugar because it attracts, okay, physical disorder. Okay? The principle is to keep an area free from litter, graffiti, vandalism, and damage. Okay? An area should not look run down and not taken care of. Okay? Ano pa? Target hardening. Okay? Physical security and design to make it more difficult to enter a building or space. Okay? We want to make it difficult for the offenders to access yung ating space or building. Like for example, sa target hardening, okay? So basically kasi sa target hardening, ang pinaparating niyan, gusto nating mapalakas yung lines of defenses natin. Like for example, yung gate. O, kung gusto mong wala talaga makapasok diyan, o lagyan mo ng aso yan sa tabi. Ano pa? Lagyan mo yan ng locks. Okay? Kung gusto mo sa bakod nyo, pader nyo, lagyan nyo ng bubog yan. O, target hardening yan. Because you are making it hard for the possible offender to enter your space or your building. Ito, this theory seeks to reduce the harm caused by crime by altering immediate or situational factors in the environment where crime regularly occurs. Tawag natin dyan, situational crime prevention theory. We are making crime less attractive on the part of the possible offender by altering immediate or situational factors in the environment where may nangyayaring crime madalas. Like for example, okay, ito example ng situational crime prevention theory. Sa isang lugar, walang street lights, sobrang dilim, lagi mayroong nangyayaring anakawan. O pag ginamit mo yung situational crime prevention theory as an application, okay, ano pa pwede natin gawin? Common sense, dilagyan natin yan ng ilaw in order for us, okay, para matanggal natin yung immediate or situational factors na related sa crime na yan. Okay? Now, ano ba ang ine-emphasize ng situational crime prevention theory? Tinatanggal yung immediate or situational factors. Basically, tinatanggal natin yung alin? Opportunity. Okay? Sa situational crime prevention theory, tinatanggal lang natin yung tinatawag nating opportunity. Okay? Now next, dito tayo sa ethics. Okay? Also known as moral norms or norms of a specific culture. Tatandaan mo, that is what? Mores po iyan. Okay? Kasi kapag norms ang pinag-uusapan natin, napaka-generic. Ano lang ba ang pinaparating ng norms? Yung katanggap-tanggap na behavior or action yan. Okay? Katanggap-tanggap na behavior or action in a society. Okay? Kapag kasi mores ang pinag-uusapan, moral norms or norms o specific culture. Okay? Tatandaan, generic ang norms. Okay? Specific naman yung mores. Okay? Also known as moral norms. Like punta muna tayo ngayon dito before natin discuss tong apat. A type of norms specifically focus on strict prohibition based on culture and beliefs. Tatandaan nyo, that is what? Taboo. Okay? Mga bagay na pinaniniwalaan na dapat wag gawin. Like for example, ito, religious taboo, di ba? For example, if you are a Christian, okay? Di ba, bawal ang alin? Taboo yung alin? Sex before marriage. That is what? Taboo yan. Because it is a belief na dapat wag mo yang gawin. Okay? That is what? Taboo. Okay, now, pag-usapan natin, okay, yung types of informal norms. Specifically, itong apat. Yung una, folkways. It refers to everyday customs. Okay? Everyday customs. Yung pang-araw-araw na ating ginagawa. Ano ba pwedeng example dyan? Not saying good morning. Yan. Okay? Pwedeng ano yan, sa folkways, yung pagsabi ng good morning, pagbati ng hi and hello sa mga friendly persons, okay? Pag di mo yan ginawa, that is just what? Mild disapproval lang naman yan. Okay, ano pa ba pwedeng example sa folkways? O pagnguya ng malakas kapag ikaw ay kumakain, that is what? Folkways yan. Everyday customs kasi. Okay? Paano naman kapag mores? Okay? Morally significant norms. Okay? Ito na yung specific na norm, no? Specific norm ng isang society. Like for example, dito ang mores natin Alin? Yung pagsabi natin ng po at opo sa ating nakatatanda. Okay? Morse yan. Okay? Sa atin. Okay? Morse yan. Morally significant norms. Okay? Ano pa? Paano yung pagtabos? Yung example natin kanina, alin? Ano yung example natin kanina? Yung sex before marriage. Okay? Tatandaan, pagtabos ang pinag-uusapan, it relates to those strong prohibitions based on our beliefs or culture. Okay? Tatandaan nyo, keyword nyo dyan, prohibition. Mga bagay na pinaniniwalaang bawal. Okay? Huwag gawin. Okay? Pag laws, okay, alam na naman natin ang laws. Ito yung mga written laws. Okay? Codified rules by the government. Okay? Ito, written laws are an example of what type of norm. Tatandaan, formal norms. Okay? Next, self-fulfillment and finding one's own ability is an example of what type of need according to Abraham Maslow's hierarchy. Tatandaan, self-actualization iyan. Okay? Self-actualization. Meron tayo ditong pyramid. Okay, ito. Ayan, meron tayo dyan. Okay, tatandaan ito. Nandito naman na yan. Okay, and yung mga example natin. Pag physiological needs, basically, ito yung mga basic needs ng katawan. Okay, ng tao para mabuhay, such as what? O pagkain, tubig, and even sex kasama dyan sa physiological needs. Pangangailangan niya ng isang tao. Okay, next, safety and security. Ano yung mga example natin? O, health, employment, property, family, and social ability. Love and belongingness, it just refers to the personal relationship with other people, such as what? Having intimacy with your loved ones. Okay? Love and belongingness yan. Okay? Pag self-esteem naman sa inyong confidence, achievement, okay? Like for example, pag naipasa mo na yung board exam, okay, magkakaroon ka ng alin dyan, mamimit yung tinatawag na alin, o self-esteem. And we are manifesting on that to happen, okay? For you to pass the board exam. Don't worry, you are okay. Huwag kang kakabahan. Okay? Tatandaan mo, just focus on the concept, hindi ka maliligaw. Okay? Tatandaan sa self-esteem, example niyan, for example, naipasa mo yung board exam. Yan. You will achieve itong self-esteem. Okay? Paano naman kapag self-actualization, tatandaan. Okay? Kapag ikaw ay nagkaroon na ng acceptance, okay, with everything, okay, in your life, okay, kapag nahanap mo na yung purpose mo, and kapag nahanap mo na yung inner potential, that is what? Self-actualization na yan. Ayan yung pinakamataas, tatandaan, no? Yung pinakamataas sa hierarchy of needs, yung self-actualization. Yung pinakamababa, yung physiological needs. Okay? Malay nyo kasi inyo nagtanong, ano yung pinakamataas, ano yung pinakamababa. Okay? Malay nyo lang naman. Okay? Pero alamin natin pagkakasunod-sunod ha. Physiological, safety and security, love and belongingness, self-esteem, and then self-actualization. O ito, paano pag naitanong sa inyo, ano yung logical part of the psyche of a person under ng tripartite personality? Tatandaan nyo, ego. Okay? Siya rin yung tinatawag nating mediator between the tripartite personality. Siya yung pumapagitna kay id at super ego. Ito, katanungan. If a person ay merong psychotic na psyche, okay? Psychotic site, which tripartite personality is always prevailing. Okay? Tatandaan, id. Okay? Id is also known as the pleasure principle. Okay? Pleasure principle. Okay? Kapag laging gumagana sa iyo ay id, magkakaroon ka ng psychotic psyche. You are tend to be hedonistic at lagi kang alin? Lagi kang nagsisik ng pleasure. Okay? At ano pa? You are tend to be aggressive palagi. Because ang lagi lang sumusunod sa'yo is what? Lagi lang gumagana sa tripartite personality mo, id. Okay? Now, if a person has a neurotic psyche, okay, merong mild mental disorder, which tripartite personality is always prevailing, tatandaan mo, super ego. Okay? You are tend to worry palagi. Okay? To worry palagi. Pili mo laging mali yung mga bagay na iyong ginagawa. Okay? Tatandaan mo, super ego. Okay? Kapag ikaw ay may neurotic psyche. Also known as conscious of personality, tatandaan nyo, super ego. Kasi ayun yung nagdidikta sa atin kung ano ba dapat yung tamang gawain. Okay, sa ating tripartite personality. Tatandaan nyo yung tatlong tripartite personality ha. Id, ego, super ego. Sino yung pumapagitna sa kanilang dalawa? Si ego. Sino yung pleasure principle? Si id. Sino yung conscious o yung nagdidikta kung ano dapat yung tamang gawin natin? Super ego yan. Okay, now, id is composed of two parts. Eros for life and Thanatos for what? Tatandaan, death. Okay? Now, si Eros, okay, ang nagtutulak for our basic urges, such as what? Yung ating sexual, yung ating sexual needs, ano pa, yung ating mga basic needs. Like for example, thirst and hunger. Okay? Paano naman kapag sa thanatos, okay? Yung thanatos, it refers to our aggression and hostility. Tatandaan, id is composed of two parts. Eros for our basic urges, okay? Such as what? Yung pangangailangan ng katawan, okay? Basic needs and sexual urges. Okay? Thanatos, aggression and hostility yan. Okay? Ito, a complex happening under the phallic stage characterized by incestuous or sexual attraction of sons to their mothers. Tatandaan nyo yung complex na yan na alin? Oedipus complex po yan. Pag daughter to father, tatandaan, Electra complex. Okay? Electra complex. Ito, okay? Pag-usapan natin yung Freudian stages of personality development, yung OA palagi. OA palagi. OA palagi. Yung una, oral. Okay? Magkakaroon tayo ng fixation dyan kapag pinigilan natin yung bata sa activities such as this. Tasting, sucking, they like to put their everything in their mouth. Now, kapag pinigilan natin yung bata with these particular activities, anong mangyaring fixation? During their during their genital stage, okay, magkakaroon ng alin, smoking, gum chewing, and nail biting, and even overeating. Okay, tatandaan. O, paano pag nasa anal stage na tayo? Ang focus natin dito is more on bowel and bladder. Ang focus natin dito, toilet training. Now, if they are not toilet trained, anong mangyayari sa kanila? Magiging anal expulsive sila. Okay, kapag sila ay hindi na toilet trained. Okay? In contrast, being disorganized is being anal expulsive. Okay? Pag di yan sila na toilet trained, magiging anal expulsive. Paano pag na toilet trained? Okay? Magiging anal retentive sila. Explain natin yan later on. Okay? Tatandaan nyo palagi yan. Okay? Nandito na nga. Sige na nga. Nandito na. Okay? Pag anal retentive, pag ikaw ay na toilet trained, okay, pagtanda mo, you are organized and orderly. Okay, maayos kang tao, organisado ka. Pero kapag hindi ikaw na toilet trained, okay, that is a sign of being anal expulsive. Kabaligtaran lang ni retentive. You are now what? Disorganized person. Paglaki mo. Okay, now, sa phallic stage, okay, focus nito is more on our genitals. Okay, dito na nangyayari yung incestus, okay, or excessive attachment to the parent of the opposite sex. Okay, dito na nangyayari yung dalawang complex, yung Oedipus, okay, okay, son to mother, Electra complex, father to daughter. Okay, tatandaan. Now, kapag hindi yan, pag hindi nag-achieve ito, okay, itong activities na ito, okay, magkakaroon tayo ng fixation dyan. Pride, vanity, exhibitionism, and even homosexuality. Okay, latency stage, 6 years onward up until puberty, none. Wala tayong alin dito, erogenous zone. Sexual feelings are inactive. Ang focus nito more on socialization with his or her peers. Okay? Now, pagpunta natin sa genital, okay, ano yung edad? Puberty onwards. Okay, nagkakaroon na tayo ng alin? Matured sexual interest. Dito na nangyayari yung sexual attractions. And dito na rin nangyayari sa bandang dulo yung fixations nung tayo ay mga bata pa. Dito na lalabas yan. For example, nung bata ka pa, okay, napigilan tayo sa tasting and sucking, maaaring nagyoyosi ka na ngayon. Okay? Now, kung nung bata ka pa, okay, hindi ka na toilet train, baka disorganized person ka na ngayon. Okay? Tatandaan lang, OA palagi, oral, anal, phallic, latency, and genital. Okay, now, ito, under Piaget's cognitive development, which is characterized by having hypothetical thinking and abstract reasoning. Anong stage yan? Okay, tatandaan, formal, operational stage. Okay? Yung una, sensory stage. Okay? Nangyayari dito yung tinatawag na object permanence natin, okay, wherein gumagana yung senses and motor skills ng isang bata, okay, gains knowledge leading to cognitive growth, okay, it is the realization that an object or person continues to exist. Like for example, yung isang baby, gagamitin niya yung kanyang five senses. Ano ba yung five senses natin? Yung visual, auditory, gustatory, okay, gustatory, olfactory, and then yung cutaneous, okay, like for example, ganito, okay, pahawakin mo yan ng isang baso, o kaya, ito na lang, pakitaan mo yan ng isang manika. Now, kapag yan na-feel niya na, kapag gumana na yung five senses niya, okay, pag na-sense niya na yung object na yan, they will know now that yung bata na yan, okay, sorry, yung bata na yan, okay, will know now that an object exists. Okay, magkakaroon na ng object permanence. nens. Okay? Sa pamamagitan ng 5 senses ng isang bata. Okay? Malalaman niya na, okay, nag-e-exist pala itong bagay na ito. Okay? Paano naman kapag pre-operational? Okay? Nangyayari na dito yung tinatawag nating symbolic reasoning. Okay? Sa pre-operational stage. Okay? Sa pre-operational stage. Okay? Now, yung mga bata na nasa pre-operational stage, okay, they are tend to what? To be egoistic at to patatandaan, okay? Sa pre-operational stage, okay? They are what? Imaginative, and they can only what? Describe things the way it appears to be rather than on logical or rational thoughts. Tatandaan, sa pre-operational stage, okay, they are egoistic and then hindi nila naiintindihan that people around them also have feelings, thoughts, and perspective. Tatandaan mo dito, naging imaginative yung mga bata. Kaya lamang nila mag-describe ng mga bagay-bagay. Okay, like for example, puno yung tubig. Yun na yung explanation niya. Okay, kaya niya lang explain. Okay, kaya niya lang i-describe pero hindi niya alam kung bakit ba napuno yung tubig in the first place. Okay, now, punta tayo ngayon sa concrete operational wherein meron na ditong logical reasoning. They can use mental operations to solve concrete problems. Okay, development of logical thought, inductive and deductive. Okay, now, for example dito sa concrete operational, sabi natin, ito, isang basong tubig puno. Ngayon, sa concrete operational stage, alam na nung bata kung bakit ba napuno yung baso in the first place. Okay. Okay. Kaya napuno itong baso na to kasi syempre nilagyan ng tubig. Okay, tatandaan, meron na kasi silang logical thought dyan. Okay? Concepts attached to concrete situations. Time, space, and quantity are understood and can be applied but not as independent concept. Okay? Tatandaan natin yan. Okay? Meron na tayong logical reasoning dito. Paano naman kapag formal operational? Meron na tayong tinatawag na abstract reasoning. Ang tatandaan mo lang dito, okay? Palatandaan mo dapat dito, okay? Tinatawag nating alin, what ifs, okay? Because they can now develop hypothetical thinking. They can think in terms of ano ba ang pwedeng mangyari in the future. Okay, tatandaan sa formal operational stage, meron na tayong na-develop dyan na abstract reasoning. Tatandaan lang, no? Tatandaan ito. Kapag nasa sensory motor stage, merong object permanence. Pre-operational, symbolic reasoning. Concrete operational stage, meron ng logical reasoning si bata. Sa formal operational stage, meron na tayong abstract reasoning. Okay, tatandaan niyo yung apat na yan. Okay? Ito. Baka kasi lumabas na sa board exam yung incest o deviant sexual behavior characterized by having sexual gratification with an animal. Tatandaan, bestiality. Like for example, you're having sex with a chicken or a goat. Yan, siguro after board exam, kung trip mo yan. Okay? Bahala ka sa buhay mo. Trip mo yan eh. Okay? Now, let's proceed. Machism. Okay, masochism. Okay, sexual gratification kapag ikaw ay alin, nasasaktan. Okay, pain inflicted upon oneself. Sadism, kapag ikaw naman ay nag-i-inflict ng pain sa inyong sexual partner. Exhibitionism, nagpapakita ng private parts or naguhubad in the public. Gusto mong makita ka na nakahubo. Okay? Diyon ka nalilibugan eh. Okay? Ano pa? Voyeurism. Okay? Sexual gratification is attained kapag ikaw naman ay nakakakita ng isang hubad na babae or lalaki or kapag ikaw ay nakakakita ng nagkakaroon ng sexual intercourse. Okay? Yung isang sexual deviant person na yan is also known as what? Peeping Tom. Okay? Peeping Tom. Transvestism. Okay? Gratification is wearing clothes of the opposite sex and acting in their opposite roles. Fetishism, okay? Nagkakaroon tayo ng sexual gratification by substituting an inanimate object of love. Inanimate object of love. Like for example, dildo. Or ano pa? Flashlight. Yan, very good. Okay? Ano pa? Incest. Kapag incest naman, sexual relation lang yan sa kadugo mo. Ito yung lumabas ng board exam namin. Okay? Incest, sexual relation sa iyong kadugo. Pedophilia, okay? Sexual activity ng isang adult sa isang prepubescent child. Yan, patay. Yung mga may hilig sa bata. Okay? Bestiality, sexual relation sa isang living animal. For example, you're having sex with a chicken. So, very good. Necrophilia, sexual relation with a newly dead body. So, alam na natin yan. Okay? Baka kasi sakaling lumabas lang. Kasi lumabas na last time, incest. Okay, now, ito. Social learning theory ni Albert Bandura. The actual copying of a behavior according to social learning theory of Albert Bandura. Okay, tawag natin dyan is what? Reproduction. Okay, kasi nagkakaroon na tayo ng actual na paggaya sa nakita natin na behavior. Okay, pasimplihin natin. Attention. Okay, nakita mo isang behavior. Retention, nung nakita mo isang behavior, okay, natandaan mo na ngayon. Okay, na-memorize mo na kung paano siya gawin. Okay, reproduction naman, di ba? After natin ma-memorize yung isang bagay, o gagawin mo na ngayon, i-reproduce mo na. Motivation naman, it depends naman ngayon on rewards and punishment. Kung maganda yung makukuha mong rewards sa paggaya sa isang behavior, okay, uulitin mo yan. Pero kapag hindi, hindi mo na siya gagawin. Tatandaan, attention, retention, reproduction, and then motivation. Lagay mo lang mnemonics, ARM, ARRM, attention, retention, reproduction, and then motivation. Okay? O ito, tatandaan ito. The theory suggesting that our thoughts, motions, body sensations, and behaviors are all interconnected. Okay? Ito yung theory ni Aaron Beck. Tinatawag natin cognitive behavior theory. Natatandaan mo na kung ano yung bagay na iyong naiisip ay yun yung iyong mararamdaman. At kung ano yung iyong nararamdaman ay yung nagkikreate ng behavior mo. And your behavior reinforces your thoughts. So, ano ba um, ang discarding ngayon, nagbo-board exam ka, i-relate mo sa cognitive behavior theory. Dapat ang mindset mo, maipapasa mo yung board exam at makakasagot ka bukas. Okay? Because according to cognitive behavior theory, thoughts create our feelings, feelings create our behavior, and behavior reinforces our thoughts. Okay? Kaya wag kayong malolow moral, kayang-kaya nyo yan. Okay? According to cognitive behavior theory, no? Tatandaan nyo, it's all about mindset. Iset nyo sa isip nyo, napapasa kayo at kayang-kaya nyo to. Okay? Focus lang kayo bukas ha. Okay? Well, anyway, balik tayo dito sa cognitive behavior theory. Tatandaan, okay? Interconnected yan. Kung ano yung nasa isipan natin, ay yung mararamdaman mo. Kung ano yung nararamdaman mo, ayun yung magiging behavior mo. And kung paano ka magbe-behave, ay i-reinforce lamang yan kung ano yung mga bagay na nasa iyong isipan. Kaya ano dapat nasa isipan mo ngayon, maipapasa mo ang board exam at makakasagot ka bukas. Bubugbugin mo yung dalawang area. Okay, now let's proceed. Ano naman ngayon yung cognitive behavioral therapy? Cognitive behavioral therapy, it is a psychotherapy or talk therapy. Okay? It helps to change our thoughts. 'Di ba nga kasi sabi natin sa cognitive behavior theory, interconnected 'yan. Na kung ano yung ating iniisip, ayun yung ating mararamdaman. Now, ayan ang ginagawa sa cognitive behavioral therapy. Iniiba ni psychologist, okay? Through talk therapy yung ating mindset, okay? Yung mga bagay na ating iniisip, okay? Now, ano naman ngayon yung ginagamit nating therapy for our personality disorder? Tatandaan nyo, okay, DBT, okay? Dialectal Behavioral Therapy. Okay, DBT focuses on helping people accept the reality of their lives and their behavior, as well as helping them to learn to change their lives, including their unhelpful behavior. Si dialectal behavior therapy, pinaparealize natin sa taong merong personality disorder na yung kanyang behavior ay nakakaapekto sa kanilang buhay at sa ibang tao. Yan ang focus ng DBT. Paparealize natin sa kanila, uy, histrionic ka, medyo papansin tayo dito uy, nakakaapekto yan sa buhay mo. Yan. Okay, yan ang ginagawa sa DBT. Okay? Pinaparealize natin sa tao. O ito, a victimological theory focus on victim blaming. Tatandaan nyo, victim precipitation theory. Okay? Ang pinaparating nito, okay? Ang pinaparating nito that a victim is responsible for his or her victimization. Lumabas ito ng board exam. O ito, pag-usapan na natin yung mga theories, bilisan na natin. Mag-alas 10 na, kailangan nyo pa matulog. Okay, ito, lifestyle theory, ano ba pinaparating niyan? Okay? Yung risk of victimization will depend. Okay? Will depend on your lifestyle. Okay? Basically, risky lifestyle is equals to risky or high risk of victimization. O deviant place theory, location matters regardless of behavior. Okay, like for example, sa Baseco, okay, Baseco, or for example, yung stereotype, o sa Tondo daw, mataas daw ang crime rate. Yan, mataas ang victimization based sa lugar. Okay, na mataas ang crime rate. Okay? O, victim facilitation, basically, pinadali lang natin. Okay? The victim unintentionally make the crime easier. Like for example, okay, iniwan mo yung bag mo, o tanga, kaya ka nanakawan kasi iniwan mo yung bag mo. You just made it easier on the part of the offender to commit a crime. Okay, ito, victim precipitation theory. Okay, the victim is responsible for his or her own victimization. So, may dalawa. Active and passive. Okay, yung una, the victim deliberately provokes, threatens, or initiate a conflict that leads to the crime. Like for example, naghamon ako ng away sa bar. Okay, O dahil naghamon ako, pinrobok ko yung isang tao na yan, o ngayon nabugbog ako ngayon yung naging biktima. Kasalanan ko ngayon kung ba't ako nabugbog. Kasi pinrobok ko yung isang tao. Okay? Passive precipitation, the victim unknowingly does something that triggers a person, okay, to commit a crime. Like for example, okay, o ang dami kong jewelries. Okay, naglakad pa ako sa isang madilim na lugar. Okay, according to passive precipitation, kasalanan ko yan. Okay, possibly I attracted an offender. Okay, yan ang passive precipitation. Ito, nasa board exam, nasa TOS nyo ito, yung protection orders, kanina ba binibigay yan? Okay, preventing further acts of violence against woman or her child. Okay, tatandaan nyo yung tatlo na yan. Okay, yung BPO, ilan days? Okay, 15 days. Sino magbibigay? Si Kagawad. Okay, paano pagwala si punong barangay pala. Tatandaan, si Kagawad with the attestation that punong barangay is unavailable. Okay, TPO, temporary protection order, ilan yung validity niya? 30 days. Pag tinanong sa inyo, pwede ba ma-extend? Tatandaan, yes. Okay, extend or renew the TPO at each time until final judgment is issued. PPO, okay, permanent protection order, it shall be effective until revoked by a court application of the person whose in favor the order was issued. Okay, ito. Oh, can a police officer, pwede ba siyang ma-admit sa witness protection program? Pwede ba siyang makakuha ng rights and benefits? Pwede ba siyang ma-admit dyan? No. Okay? Only his or her immediate family lang ang pwede makapasok dyan. Okay? Sino ang pwede ma-admit? O, yung offense mo, which his testimony will be used is a grave penalty as defined under RPC or its equivalent under SPL. Okay? Testimony niya substantially corroborated in its material points, okay? He or any of his family within the second level of sanguinity or affinity. Sir, pag tinanong, pag consanguinity, tatandaan, kadugo. Pag affinity, relationship by law. Okay? O ito, letter D, nakalagay dito, okay? Bawal si police officer, okay? Makapasok sa program na iyan, sa witness protection program na iyan. Okay? Even if siya ay magte-testify, okay, against other law enforcement officers. Ang po pwede lang makapasok dyan kung meron threat sa buhay, okay? Tatandaan, immediate members of his family lamang ang po pwede. Okay? To, ano yung rights and benefits? Oh, syempre may housing facility diyan, pangkabuhayan, hindi ka pwedeng matanggal sa trabaho and even kahit half day ka, mababayaran 'yan. Travel allowance, pre-medical treatment o burial benefit if ever mamatay ka, not less than alin, 10,000. Very good, ang baba. Okay? Pangkape na lang 'yan ngayon sa ano, burol. O ito, in case of death or namatay or nagkaroon ng permanent incapacity, nabulag, napilay. Okay? Yung minor or dependent children nung ating witness ay makaka-avail ng pre-education from primary to college provided that siya ay qualified. O ito, the study or philosophy of morality. Pag pinag-uusapan, study o pinag-aaralan natin yung mismong morality, that is what? Ethics, okay? The philosophical study of what is right and what is wrong. O morality naman is what? Okay, morality, yung quality ng pagiging good or bad. Okay, norms, tandaan, it is a generic term, no? Social rules or standard of behavior o yung katanggap na behavior sa isang society. Okay, values, ito yung deeply held beliefs about what is important or desirable. Like for example, okay, I value my family, I value my education, I value all of you because you are taking your board exam and you attended here. Yan. Okay, tatandaan yung value ay yung mga deeply held beliefs kung ano ba yung bagay na importante. Okay, tatandaan, that is values. Ito, the quality of being good or bad. Tatandaan, that is what? Morality. Okay? Tatandaan, may tatlo tayo sa morality. Moral, immoral, at amoral. Moral stands for what? Good or right behavior. Immoral, bad or wrong behavior. Pag amoral, okay, tatandaan, ito yung mga acts na alin, neither good or bad. Kapag tinanong sa inyo, okay, when there is an absence of morality, therefore, tatandaan, yung acts niya will be neutral because wala pa siyang morality nga, okay? Because there is an absence, okay? Because yung A sa amoral stands for absence. Okay? Yung A sa amoral stands for absence. Ito, non-performance of legal obligation or duty as a police officer. That is what? Non-feasance. Okay? Non-feasance. Okay, pasimplihin natin. Okay, trabaho niya pero hindi naman niya ginawa. O ito, pasimplihin natin yung mga feasance na yan. Okay, baka sakaling lumabas sa inyong ethics. Okay, sa misfeasance, okay, ginawa yung trabaho pero sa maling pamamaraan, improper performance. Okay, yan, malfeasance. Okay? May ginawang mali. O yan, mali, malfeasance. Nonfeasance naman, failure to perform. Okay? A legal obligation. Okay? Or duty. Hindi talaga ginawa yung kanyang trabaho. Okay? O ito tatandaan nyo. Kung sakaling magkaroon ng tanungan na situational when it comes to your professional conduct and ethical standards, this is the best way or this is the diskarte that you can use. Okay? Understand and apply. Put yourself in the position and anchor to this idea na alin, that public office is a public trust. Nakalagay yan sa ating Philippine Constitution. Okay? Article 11, Section 1, public office is a public trust. Kasi kahit anong rumble-rumble niyan, kapag dito ka nag-anchor, hindi ka maliligaw. Okay? Tandaan, public office is a public trust. Okay? Napag-usapan na natin yan last time. Marami pa tayo tatakil. O ito, Code of Ethics for Criminologists. Pasimplihin natin. Okay? According to the board, ito ang lalabas sa inyo. Okay? Yung Code of Ethics for Criminologists. Okay? Yung una, respect for law. Okay? So, basically, pasimplihin natin, isang registered criminologist dapat rerespetuhin ang batas. Okay, susunod sa batas. At, alin, susunod sa Code of Ethics for Criminologists. And they must respect and protect human rights. Okay, yun lang mga pinaparating niyan. Okay, tatandaan nyo palagi yan. Paano naman kapag sa Section 2, Public Service and Social Responsibility? Tatandaan, focus muna tayo lagi sa public interest over personal interest. And at all times, aakto tayo ng alin with dignity, fairness, and sincerity. And as a registered criminologist, dapat role model kami. Okay? Someday, dapat magiging role model kayo kapag kayo ay registered criminologist na. Okay? Kasi kayo yung titingalain ng mga tao or mga students na nag-aaral ng criminology. Ano ba? Kung sakaling ikaw yung nag-work na, okay? Sa serbisyo, kailangan mabilis, magalang, and non-discriminatory ang service na ating ibibigay. Okay, tatandaan nyo palagi yan. Okay, ano pa? Acknowledge social responsibility and mag-contribute tayo sa society sa pamamagitan ng alin? Research, o magturo tayo, extension, and even the practice of our profession pag registered criminologist na kayo. Okay, tatandaan nyo palagi yan. Kumbaga, you just have to give back sa ating society sa pamamagitan ng alin magconduct tayong researches o magturo ka o mag-practice ka ng profession mo na maayos. Yan. Okay, yan yung social responsibility. Okay? Section 3, personal integrity and honesty. Okay? Uphold this code in both professional and private life. Okay? Sa pribadong buhay mo, you must remain ethical palagi. Okay? Dapat lagi tayong nasa tama. Ano pa? Maintain personal integrity, ethics, and honesty. Ito pa, pinakamalala. Ito, baka lumabas sa board exam nyo na situational. Tatandaan nyo, no? Bawal na may misrepresent ng isang registered criminologist, okay, yung kanyang qualification or even yung kanyang credential. Like for example, sabi ko, top 1 ako sa board exam, pero hindi naman pala talaga. Sasabihin ko, ano ko, 80%, 100% ako sa board exam. GWA ko 100%. Ako pinakamagaling. Yan, bawal yan. Okay? Avoid misrepresentation of your qualification. Okay? Tatandaan nyo palagi yan. Bawal yan. Okay? Bawal pekein ang credential. Okay? Tatandaan. Ano pa? Avoid conflict of interest. Like for example, for example lang ha, isang board member nagturo sa isang review center, hindi ba bawal 'yan? Okay, conflict of interest 'yan. Ano pa? For example, ako nagtatrabaho sa isang institution sa school, pero nang ginawa ko, okay, nag-attend ako ng review. Kaysa pumasok ako sa trabaho ko talaga sa school, pumasok ako sa review center para magturo. Yan, conflict of interest yan. Dapat bawal yan. Okay, ano pa? Duties to the criminology profession. Okay, protektahan yung profession natin sa mga unqualified practitioners. Okay, tatandaan ano pa? Show dedication and enthusiasm for the profession. Always support our profession, hindi yung tayo pa yung nanda-down. Okay, ano pa? Follow the oath of professionals and IPO membership. Okay, IPO membership. Okay, ano ba yung IPO natin? Yung Accredited Integrated Professional Organization for Criminologists. Tatandaan nyo, ang IPO natin, pangalan niyan is what? PCAP. Professional Criminologists Association of the Philippines. O ano pa? Sumunod tayo sa Code of Ethics kung saan man tayo nagtatrabaho. Okay? Like for example, sa PNP at registered criminologist ka o sundin mo yung PNP Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards. Ano pa? Avoid plagiarism. Okay? When it comes to research and in any literary works. Okay? Ano pa, commit to scientific truth in forensic work. Like for example, you are a question document examiner and isa kang registered criminologist. Kung ano talaga yung talagang nakuha mo sa iyong test, okay, sa iyong question document examination, okay, yun dapat ang iyong ire-report. Maintain scientific truth only. Ano pa? Okay, ensure safety and vigilance in security roles. Kung ikaw ay nagtatrabaho sa mga security roles na yan. O, always act professionally and respectfully. Okay, pagganahin ng common sense. Ano pa? Actively participate in our PRC board and IPO activities, yung mga seminar. Like for example, yung mga TOS seminars na yan, o at least, umattend ka naman dyan. Ano pa? Remain independent from pressures compromising integrity of our profession. Okay, what else? O, ano ba yung magiging, behavior mo towards your colleagues, mga katrabaho mo? Okay? Respetuhin natin sila and recognize yung contribution. Ano pa? Collaborate for professional growth. Like for example, ah, makikipag-collaborate ako kay Sir Nolly. Okay, mag-uusap kami regarding the lectures. Ayan, and then pag-uusapan namin yung mga bagay na ituturo namin next season. Yan. We are collaborating for our professional growth. Okay, ano pa? Refrain from abusive or offensive language. O, for example, isa akong registered criminologist, tapos palamura ako, minumura-mura ko yung mga katrabaho ko, o bawal yan, okay? Iwas-iwasan yung ganyan. Okay, what else? Avoid undermining or maligning others' reputation. Basically, ano yan? Bawal manira ng kapwa criminologists. Okay, tatandaan, bawal manira ng kapwa criminologists, lalo na sa social media, o bawal natin gawin yan. Ano pa? Commitment to lifelong learning. Okay, always remember, kailangan laging continuous ang ating development as a registered criminologist. Okay? Engage in reskilling and upskilling. Attend ka ng mga trainings and seminars. Ano pa? Value micro-credentialing and specialized certifications. Okay? Yung mga, sabi nga natin, trainings and seminars na yan, attendan mo yan. Ano pa? Pursue career progression and specialization. Okay? Tandaan, yan lamang yan. Okay, let's proceed. Oh, Chapter 4, duties to clients. Observe fairness in dealing with clients. Okay? Ano pa? Kung ikaw ay nagtatrabaho sa academe, okay? Remain professional and impartial, lalo na sa mga estudyante. Okay? Kung ikaw naman ay nagtatrabaho sa mga jail or prison, always remember na yung mga nakakulong dyan, dapat they are treated, okay, in a humane way. Okay? Kailangan humane treatment yan. Okay, ano pa, kung ikaw ay private practice, tatandaan, reasonable fees lang pwede mong singilin. Maintain confidentiality of information and cases. Okay, tatandaan, ito pa, professionalism in practice. Okay, wag mo i-violate violations ng RA 11131. Okay, avoid or refrain from what? Illegal, dishonest, immoral, or deceitful acts. O bawal mag-plagiarize at mag-represent ng professional qualification. O, nasabi na natin kanina yan. O ito, avoid misleading or false professional claims. Sabi ko nga, top 1 ako. O, hindi naman totoo. Bawal yan. O, bawal nating i-delegate yung exclusive criminology task sa mga hindi naman talaga criminologies. Okay, bawal yan. O, for example, pahiramin ko yung PRC ID ko. Hindi naman uh, criminologist yung isang tao na yon. Ikaw muna yung criminologist ngayon, magturo ka ngayon. Bawal yan. Avoid conflict of interest. Bawal mag-practice ng ating profession kung expired or invalid ang ating credentials. Like for example, question document examiner lang po pwede, certified for question document examiner lang po pwede mag-conduct ng question document examination. Pero ikaw, wala namang ganyang qualification pero nag-conduct ka ng ganyan, bawal yan. Okay, ano pa? Bawal mong gamitin yung credential ng ibang criminologists. Okay? Bawal ka rin mag-tolerate ng illegal practice niyan. Bawal ka rin mag-obtain ng documents sa pamamaraan na mali at through fraud, okay? O bawal mong impersonate another criminologist, okay? For example ako, okay? Ako si Sir Noli Incad, okay? O yan, ako si Sir Noli Incad, ako si Chaps Rar, 'di ba? Yan, okay? Do not impersonate other criminologists. Okay? Ito, punta tayo ngayon dito. sa inyong juvenile, ano diskarte ngayon sa juvenile? Okay, bilisan natin. Okay? We must understand delinquency, use your common sense, and anchor to these ideas. Tatandaan mo lang ito, best interest of the child. And tatandaan mo lang yung mga procedures on how to handle CICL and child at risk. Okay, tatandaan, best interest of the child. O, ayan yung definition niyan, refers to the totality of the circumstances. Okay, tatandaan, predictor ba ng delinquency ang peers? Yes. Okay? Pwede kayong maging predictor yung family? Yes. For example, dysfunctional yung family, broken homes? Yes. Maaari natin maging predictor yan. Drug use kaya? Pwede kayong maging predictor yan? May epekto kaya yan sa delinquency? Yes. Okay? O, basic social institution, ayan, family. O, ito, nasa TOS ninyo, ano ba role ni mass media? Okay, ngayon hindi pa ito natatanong. Hopefully, maitanong ito. Kung itatanong, dito lang yung kukunin kung sakali. Okay, ano ba yung role ni mass media? Kailangan may ambag yan. Okay? Sa society. Like for example, o yung mga ano, ah, mga informational na mga palabas. Like for example, Batibot. Ayan. Okay? Matanglawin. Okay? Kasi may matututunan sila. O ano pa, kailangan age appropriate. Yung kanilang mapapanood. Okay? Rated G. Kung rated PG, syempre, kailangan may kasamang parent. O ano pa, dissemination ng information about the availing of services, facilities, and opportunities for children and society. Like for example, libreng tuli para sa mga bata. Yan, okay, i-ano natin yan sa mass media. Okay, mga serbisyo na pwede na exclusive para sa mga bata. Okay, disseminate natin yan sa mass media. Okay, ito. Ano yung batas na nagbigay ng dalawang definition ng child? RA 7610. Yung isa, below 18. Yung isa, 18 eksakto, pataas, pero hindi kayang protektahan at pangalagaan yung sa kanilang sarili. Saan? Exploitation, discrimination, abuse, neglect. Bakit? Kasi meron silang pinagdadaanan na physical or mental condition. Okay? O ano yung age of majority? 18. Okay? Age of emancipation? 18 din yan. Okay? Pag 18 ka na, legally speaking, you're already an adult. Okay? Patria potestas means what? Parental authority lang yan. Okay? Set of rights and responsibility ng parents. Okay? Sa kanilang unemancipated na children. Okay? Sino nag-exercise ng joint parental authority? Tatandaan? Both parents. Okay? Pag namatay, sino mag-exercise? Surviving parent. Okay? Kapag both namatay, nandito na yung tinatawag na substitute parental authority. Ano yung pagkakasunod-sunod? Surviving grandparent, oldest brother or sister over 21 years of age unless unfit or disqualified, or yung mismong child's actual custodian. Now, kailan ba natatanggal yung tinatawag nating parental authority? Tatandaan, kapag namatay yung both parents, kapag namatay yung bata, or kapag na-reach na yung age of emancipation. Okay? A child is emancipated upon reaching the age of majority, which is anong edad? 18. Ano yung in loco parentis? Special parental authority. Sino nagpa-practice niyan? Yung mga tao or institution tasked to take care of children. Okay? Okay? O, guardian ad litem, okay? Appointed by the court in legal proceedings. Parents patriae, also known as what? The father of the land or the state. Doli incapax, ano yan? It means incapable of guilt. Ito yung paniniwala na yung bata hindi kaya makapag-form ng guilty mind. O, tender years doctrine, tatandaan. A child below 7. Kasama ba, sir, yung eksaktong 7? Hindi. Okay? Below 7 nga eh. A child below 7, hindi po pwedeng ihiwalay sa kanyang mother unless mayroong compelling reasons to do so. For example, yung nanay nag-a-addict, hindi kayang pag-alagaan yung kanyang anak. Sige, hiwalay natin yan. Because saan? Saan ba tayo lagi nakafocus? Nakafocus tayo palagi sa best interest of the child. Tatandaan niyo yan. Ngayon, ano yung 3D sa child abuse? Tatandaan, demean, degrade, debase. Okay? Okay. Ito. Children during armed conflict shall be treated as what? Zones of peace. Zones of peace. Hindi sila pa pwedeng atakihin. Bawal i-recruit. Okay, kailangan yung mga delivery ng basic relief services, for example, medical services, hindi dapat yan natin pigilan. Okay? Ano pa, safety of the ones delivering those, wag niyo pipigilan yan, wag nating harasin. Yung mga public infrastructure exclusively used by children, wag gagamitin for any military purposes. And then kailangan, as much as possible, i-facilitate natin yung reunion with their families. Ano pa, a child during armed conflict ay laging priority yan kapag nag-evacuation. A child deserted for 3 continuous months. For 3 continuous months, ano kategory niyan? Abandoned child. Okay? It includes a foundling. Yung foundling, ayun yung example ng foundling natin, yung mga bata na natatagpuan na lang sa kalsada. Yung mga sanggol na natatagpuan na lang sa kalsada. Okay? Categorize sila as abandoned child. Okay? Tawag sa kanila foundling. A child whose basic needs, okay, deliberately inadequately, hindi nabigay for 3 continuous months, tawag sa kanya, neglected child. Okay? Neglect may occur in two ways, physical and then emotional. Pag physical, okay, tatandaan, hindi nabibigay basic needs. Emotional, tatandaan, expose yung kanyang morals and na-exploit, na-abuse. Okay, tatandaan niya yan. Okay? O ito, pipi, bunga, bingi, bulag, pilay. Okay, tatandaan, ano kategory nila? O, physically handicapped child. O ito, tatandaan, rules on RA 9344, summarize, pag child, okay, eksaktong 15 pababa, exempted yan from criminal liability. And then, mag-i-intervention. Laging may intervention. Re-rehab natin yan. Okay, para pag binalik sa society, at least okay na siya. Okay, tatandaan. Pero kapag yung bata, okay, ito yung mga nakommits niya, nag-rugby, prostitution, mendicancy. Ano yung mendicancy? Nanlilimos. Or municipal ordinances, tatandaan, exempted from criminal liability. And then, intervention. Kapag naman yung child, 15 years old and 1 day up to 17, conditional. Ano tinitignan ni social worker? Okay, discernment. Pag may discernment, okay, alam niya o naiintindihan niya yung kanyang ginagawa, okay, patuloy. Tuloy tayo sa kaso. Not unless siya ay qualified for diversion. Kung qualified o diversion. Pero pag hindi, tuloy ang boxing. Tuloy ang kaso. Okay? O, pag no discernment o exempted and then intervention palagi. Okay? Tatandaan niyo palagi yan. Okay? O ngayon, sir, ano ba yung diversion? O alternative child appropriate process yan. Okay, na kesa idaan natin sa formal court proceedings. Okay? Ito na lang gawin mo. Okay? Like for example, sa diversion program. Yung diversion program ay yun yung eksaktong pinagdadaanan ng bata sa diversion. Like for example, ang napagkasunduan sa diversion contract. Ako si Juan de la Cruz. Okay? Naa-attend ng anger management seminar tuwing Sabado. At tuwing linggo naman, magkakandak ako ng community service. Yan. Okay, yun yung diversion program. Yung mismong pinagdadaanan ng bata sa diversion. Yung diversion, alternative child appropriate process yan. Okay, na kesa idaan natin sa formal court proceedings o mag-diversion ka na lang. Okay, o paano naman kapag intervention? Ang focus lang nito, more on what? O rehabilitation. Refers to a series of activities which are designed to address issues that cause the child to commit an offense. Okay? Now, meron tatlo dyan. It consists of 3 levels. Ito yung eksakto nakasulat. Okay? It consists of 3 levels. Primary, tatandaan, general measures ang focus niyan. Secondary intervention, kanina ka-focus, child at risk. Tertiary intervention, okay, mismong kay CICL na ang focus niyan. Okay? Ano pa ba need natin dito? Okay? Medyo, ano natin to? Okay? Puntahan na natin ito. Okay? Okay, ito, child at risk. Okay, tatandaan nyo itong requisites ng child at risk. Paano ba masasabi? Okay, ano ba indicators pala para masabi na ikaw, oy, isa kang child at risk. Okay, pwede kang maging CICL. You have a risk of becoming a CICL. O, tatandaan nyo ito. O, ikaw, kapag out of school ka, di ka nag-aaral. Okay, isa kang street child. Okay, membro ka ng isang gang. Okay, ikaw ay abandon, na neglect. Okay? You are sexually or economically abused. Okay? Yan. Okay? Tatandaan nyo, yung mga child at risk, they have the chance to become a CICL. They have the risk of becoming a CICL. Ito yung eksaktong nakalagay sa RA 9344 ha. Ito yung nakalagay. Okay? Tatandaan yan. O, ano yung next natin? O, ito. Tatandaan nyo ito ha. Procedure. O, rescuing a child at risk na nag-violate ng municipal or city ordinance or decriminalized acts. Ano gagawin natin? Una, bigyan natin siya ng friendly advice or fayo na wag nang uulitin. Okay? Ano pa? Immediately notify natin yung parent and guardian. Okay? Ano pa yung next? Immediately transfer natin custody, okay, nung child directly to the barangay or resident for proper disposition. Okay, and then kung yung bata na yan hindi naman taga dyan, okay, sa municipality or city na yan, ano gagawin natin? Kanina natin i-turn over yung child at risk sa LSWDO of the place where the offense was committed. Okay, now, if a case is referred to the barangay or LSWDO and documents need to be submitted, the WCPD officer shall submit the records of the case in a sealed envelope na may nakalagay na car case. Okay, written conspicuously saan? Upper right. Okay, upper right hand corner of the face of the envelope. Okay, upper right. Okay, tatandaan yan. Now, in all cases, the responding officer shall take down the facts of the case saan? Sa tikler, and then report the incident. Okay, report the incident to the WCD officer, WCPD officer who shall enter the incident saan? Tatandaan nyo to, no? I-record natin saan? Sa pink blotter or the mandatory registry. O ito, general rules in conducting initial contact with the child. Tatandaan, ito yung una. Okay, magpakilala ka as ate or kuya. Magpakilala ka as ate or kuya. Next, okay, to the child and show his or her proper identification card as a police officer. Na kung ikaw ay nagwe-wear ng vest or jacket, ipapakita mo yung ano ipapakita mo? Nameplate and or the badge of the child. Now, kung ikaw ay nakasibilyan, ano papakita mo? ID mo as a police. Okay, kung magkakaroon tayo ng search, tatandaan, kailangan same sex. Kung babae sa search, babae ang magsa-search. Okay, kung lalaki yung sa search, o lalaki ang magsa-search. Okay, the apprehending officer shall immediately notify the parents or guardians, LSWDO, and the FAO, okay, of the child's apprehension. The notification shall be made not later than ilang oras? At tandaan, 8 hours. Okay, 8 hours lamang. Okay, now, paano ba natin madedetermine yung child? Tatandaan nyo, no? Within 8 hours lamang. Okay? Within 8 hours lamang po pwedeng i-identify, ma-determine ni police officer ang edad ng bata. Tatandaan, ano yung best way to prove a child's age? Tatandaan, birth certificate. Pag wala, pwede baptismal certificate. Okay? Kapag naman wala ka talaga ma-obtain na ganyan, o school records, hospital records, travel papers. Okay, tatandaan yan. O kung hindi mo makukuha yan, interview the following. O parents, relatives, peers, neighbors. Okay? Eh paano talaga sir pag wala? Okay, examine mo ngayon yung physical build nung bata kung talagang mukha siyang bata. Now, if still unsure, tatandaan, they enjoy yung tinatawag nating presumption of minority. Maniwala na lang tayo na siya ay bata pa. Okay, nasa kanya yung burden. Okay? Okay? Now, ito, ano ba yung mga pinagbabawal dito? Upon initial contact, okay? Ano ba yung initial contact with the child? Ito yung term na ginagamit natin sa arrest ng bata. Okay? Ano yung bawal natin gawin? Okay, paggamit ng force or restraint, bawal tayo magpakita ng alin or mag-display ng baton, handcuffs, or guns during initial contact. Okay? Now, use of force when absolutely necessary only. Now, tatandaan na sa general rule, bawal posasan ng bata. Okay? Ginagamit lang yan as a last resort. Okay, tatandaan na kung paposasa mo yung bata, okay, shielded from public view dapat. Okay, ano pa? Cover to conceal them. Okay, and then, kailangan i-record mo yung matters na yan. Saan? Sa mo record yan? Sa pink blotter or the mandatory registry. Okay, bawal yung unnecessary violence and force. Okay, bawal yung opposite gender. Okay, bawal ka rin gumamit ng vulgar or profane words. Ano pa? Especially ito, you must not sexually harass or abuse yung bata. Syempre, wag din to-torturein yan. Okay? Kung mangyayari man yung ganyan, okay, kung si police officer, binayolate yan, yung mga prohibited acts na yan, agad-agad, pigilan na natin yung violence na yan. Ihiwalay agad natin siya and i-report yung incident sa WCPD. Okay, record the incident in the pink blotter and the mandatory registry and iimbestiga natin si police officer na nag-violate ng mga prohibited acts na to during initial contact. Okay, ito. Let's proceed on this one. Okay, tatandaan, ADR, Alternative Dispute Resolution. Anong purpose niya? To decongest the dockets of the court kasi napakarami na nakabimbin na kaso sa korte. Okay, tatandaan, to decongest the dockets of the court. Okay, kasi nga alternatibong pamamaraan lamang ito para matapos natin yung problema. Okay, conflict, natural disagreement. Okay, natural disagreement. Okay, with other people. Okay, for example, may pagkakaiba tayo ng opinion, paniniwala. Okay, or even view. Okay, yan. Dispute, almost the same, but it is a conflict that arise, okay, or that give rise to legal proceedings such as arbitration, mediation, or even a lawsuit. Okay? Voluntary process wherein may ang nakikinig ng problema natin si mediator o mediation. Okay? Now, kapag naman sa arbitration, tatandaan nyo ano yung decision na yan na ibinibigay niya, no, tawag, tatandaan, award. Okay? Now, a step dispute resolution which involves mediation, arbitration, med-arb. Kapag naman dinidinig ang problema natin to a panel of experts, tatandaan, that is what? Mini trial. Now, kapag naman in a pre-trial phase, pinagaharap yung both parties and meron tayong isang expert regarding that certain dispute, tatandaan mo, early neutral evaluation ang tawag dyan. Okay? Now, kapag yun naman yung mediation kinandak under the auspices of the court, after they acquire jurisdiction over a case, court annex mediation yan. Okay? Paano naman kapag yung nagkaroon ng premature filing sa korte, hindi mo na dinaan sa mediation, nagkaroon ng premature filing. Okay, may kasunduan pero may isang lumabag. Okay? Ang tawag natin dyan, court-referred mediation. Now, ito yung advisory council natin. Kabisaduhin na lang ito, no? Okay, tatandaan, meron tayong mga representative from each one. Mediation, profession, arbitration, isa galing sa isang ADR organization, isang miyembro ng Integrated Board of the Philippines, and isa sa academe. Okay, tatandaan yan. Okay? Okay, pumunta na tayo dito. Okay, punta na tayo sa very important. Okay? Also known as the smallest form of government, barangay. Tatandaan yan. Ano yung composition ng lupon tagapamayapa? Not less than 10 and then hindi lalagpas ng 20. Okay, tatandaan. Paano naman kapag yung tatlo? Okay, ano yan? Pangkat, tagapagkasundo or pangkat. Okay? Okay, punta na nga tayo sa important parts. Ano may mga dapat ituro kasi magte-10 na. Okay? Okay, tatandaan, summon. Okay? Tatandaan nyo, summon, it means what? To invite. Okay, repudiate. Okay, it means what? Refusal to accept our amicable settlement. Okay, kailan ba nagiging final ang amicable settlement? After 10 days. Okay? When can a party repudiate an amicable settlement? Tatandaan, within 10 days only. Okay? Within 10 days only. CFA stands for what? O, CFA stands for what? Certificate to File Action. Now, ito baka maitanong sa inyo. Okay, yung mga indigenous people ba? Okay, yung mga indigenous cultural community, meron ba silang karapatan to resolve their conflict according to their custom and tradition? Tatandaan nyo, yes, under ng Indigenous People Rights Act. Okay, tatandaan nyo yan. Now, sino humahandle ngayon ng man-made incidents? Anong council? NPOC, National and Local Peace and Order Council. Okay, tatandaan. Okay, pag natural disasters and calamities, NDRRMC yan. Okay, tatandaan, ano naman yung template na ginagamit ng PNP on how to organize their assets and their function sa pagre-responde sa critical incident natin. Tatandaan, ang ginagamit natin template, ICS, Incident Command System. Okay, pag-usapan na natin yan. Okay, ayan, ito yung Incident Command System. Okay? Tatandaan, sino may overall authority sa Incident Command System? Tatandaan, si Incident Commander. In the absence of our Incident Commander, sino po pwede? Si Deputy. Madedelegatean siya ng task. Okay? Sino naman ngayon na nagbibigay ng information about a certain incident na nangyari? Si Public Information Officer. Tatandaan nyo, isa lamang ang nagbibigay ng detalye. Okay? One overall PIO lamang for a certain incident or event. Okay, now sino naman oversee ng safety sa ating actual critical incident management operation? Si safety officer. Sino naman ngayon nakikipag-coordinate with other agencies? Si liaison officer. Sino naman yung actual na nagkakandak ng trabaho? Like for example, search and rescue operation. Okay, tatandaan nyo si operation section. Sila yung mismong nagkakandak ng trabaho. Okay, sino nagde-develop ng IAP? IAP, it means Incident Action Plan. Okay, it refers to the things that we're going to do, what to do, when to do, how to do, and how to do. Okay? Sino nag-ano niyan? Si planning section. Okay? Sa mga pangangailangan naman, support needs such as what? Transportation, supplies, communication, fueling, maintenance, logistics. Okay? Yung mga reimbursement naman, expenditures na nagamit sa operation, finance. Okay? Pag naman ang focus natin, internal operation, tatandaan, intelligence section po iyan. Okay? Okay, ito. Yung 5 P's ng crisis management model, tatandaan nyo yung pro-repo. May tatlo tayong phases. Proactive phase, reactive phase, and post-conflict phase. Ano ngayon yung 5 P's? Ay, yung 5 P's, okay, yung predict, prevent, prepare, perform, and post-action. Yung predict, ano yung example ng predict natin kapag meron tayong mga incidents, okay, mga disasters na yan, yung ginagawa ni Mang Tani, di ba? Yung nagwe-weather forecast tayo, ayan, pasok yan sa predict. Paano naman kapag prevent? O, aimed at avoiding future harm by addressing its causes. For example, ganito, bakit ba bumabaha dito sa Maynila? Kasi maraming baradong kanal. O, yan. If, in order for us to prevent at, okay, o sige, mag-conduct tayo ng declogging. Okay, para at least, pag dumating na yung bagyo, okay, hindi na nababaha. Okay, pag preparation naman, readiness of system, procedures, and even mga equipment. Okay? For example, ito, maghanda na tayo ng mga lifeboats na kung sakali dumating na yung bagyo, okay, makaka-responde tayo kung sakaling bumaha. Now, sa reactive phase, okay, nandito na tayo sa perform, okay? Nagkakaroon na tayo ng actual implementation of our contingency plan. Yung ginawa nating prevention and preparation, gagana na dito sa performance. And post-conflict phase, ang focus niya, recovery, okay? Sa post-action, naka-focus yan on more on what? Evaluation kung gumana ba yung prediction natin, prevention natin, preparation natin, and then yung performance natin kung naging effective ba tayo. Tatandaan nyo yan, okay? Pro-repo. Ano yung pro-repo? Proactive phase, reactive phase, post-conflict phase. Ano yung 5? Okay? Yung 5 P's. Predict, prevent, prepare, perform, post-action. Okay? O ito, lumabas ito sa board exam. Yung sa may 100 meters. Well, anyway, baka sakaling lumabas. Now, ito, kung sakaling merong bomb explosion as the first responder, ano gagawin natin? Okay? Ano gagawin? Okay, cordon the area at least 150 meters. Okay? O at paano naman kapag may na-confirm lang tayong bomba or improvised explosive device? Okay, lock down the area, maintaining a 300-meter safety. Okay? Ano ngayon ang ibig sabihin ng CDM? Civil Disturbance Management. Okay? During public assembly, always remember, always observe maximum tolerance. Now, kung merong mga kung merong mga rally, gaano kalayo yung mga police officers natin, gaano kalayo yung mga CDM contingents, tatandaan, 100 meters. Okay? Now, kung sakaling papalag tayo, papalupaluin natin sila, yung mga rallyista, tatandaan, target the flesh parts only. Okay? Now, saan ba tayo po pwede mag-conduct ng permit pre-assemblies? Tatandaan, freedom parks or on private property. Saan tayo pwedeng kumuha ng permit? Sa mayor. Okay? Kung sakaling walang na-present na permit, kinandak sa public place, disperse peacefully. Now, paano pag walang permit? Okay? Pero merong application na pakita. Okay? Tatandaan, it is presumed to be granted by the law. Nasa authorities burden na yan to prove that the application that has been denied. Okay? Tatandaan naman ito, hostage negotiation team, unas, team leader. Siya yung buffer between the command personnel and negotiation team. Okay? Nilagay natin dito first, second, third, and fourth. Primary negotiator, siya yung mismo nakikipag-usap sa ating hostage taker. Secondary, tatandaan mo, nag-a-assist lang siya kay primary. Pag napagod si primary negotiator at hindi niya na kaya makapag-usap, sino papalit? Si secondary. Kaya may second dyan. Ano naman ang role ni intelligence and liaison officer? Or liaison or recorder, negotiator, okay? Siya naman yung mayroong uh, task, okay, para alamin yung background ng ating hostage taker. Okay, ano yung qualification niya? Trained psychologist siya at interpreter. Now, pag hindi na rin kinaya ni secondary negotiator, sino papalit? O siya. Okay, siya yung pang third. Okay? Ano naman yung ginagawa ni board negotiator? Okay? Nagme-maintain lang siya ng visual display, okay, about the information about our hostage taking incident, okay, or situation. O ngayon, kapag hindi na kaya ni intelligence liaison recorder, okay, sino man papalit? Okay, si board negotiator. Okay, siya na yung pang port. Okay, now tatandaan nyo, no? Always remember this, no? Okay, communication is very important kapag ikaw ay nakikipag-usap sa ating hostage taker. Ano yung cardinal rule? Tatandaan, commander should not negotiate and negotiator should not command. Okay, tatandaan nyo ngayon, okay, kapag naman ito, it is when the hostage express adulation and have a positive feelings towards their captors that appear irrational light of danger or risk endured by the victim. Tatandaan nyo, that is what? Stockholm Syndrome. Okay, kapag yung mga hostages nakapag-build, okay, ng empathy or sympathy to our hostage taker, okay, Stockholm Syndrome. Lima Syndrome naman, yung mismong hostage taker, nakapag-build ng sympathy sa kanyang hostage. Pag London Syndrome naman, okay, walang cooperation between the two. Walang sympathy at all. Okay? Tatandaan ito. Okay? Ito yung nakalagay sa PNP, Hostage Negotiation Handbook. Okay? Yung mga negotiable and non-negotiable. Ito lang ang tatandaan nyo kapag non-negotiable. Anything that will endanger the life of our hostages, okay, wag nating ibibigay yan. Okay? O ito, last resort, tatandaan, laging assault yan. Okay? Last resort lamang siya. Okay? Saan naman yung ano naman tawag sa may location, whether fixed or mobile, kung saan nangyayari yung hostage taking situation? Stronghold. O ngayon, sino naman yung nagbibigay ng demands ng ating hostage taker? For example, ganito, nangihingi ng pagkain sa hostage taker. Okay? O sino magbibigay niyan? Ang tawag sa kanya, courier. Okay, now, pag-usapan natin ngayon sa research, okay? Simplihin natin ito. Research, okay? When it comes to your research design, tatandaan, research design, it serves as the blueprint or overall that plans, okay, that guides the entire research process. Okay? Tatandaan nyo, ito yung mismong framework nyo kung paano nyo ikakandak or gagawin yung research ninyo. Pag research instrument naman, ito yung pamamaraan kung paano ka makakapag-kolekta ng data sa inyong participants. Okay? Now, pag descriptive research design ang pinag-uusapan, you are simply just what? Describing your subjects or your variables. Okay? You're just answering the what question. Okay? Paano pag correlational research design? You are just what? Determining the relationship between your variables. You are determining the relationship or even the association. Pag experimental research design naman, Okay, tatandaan nyo lang, keyword nyo lang dyan, cause and effects ng relationship, okay, between variables, okay? Pag case analysis, okay, tatandaan nyo, nakafocus lamang to sa isang single na subject. And tatandaan, ito ay in-depth. Ibig sabihin, lahat talaga aaralin mo sa yung subject kapag nagkandak ka ng case study. Pag phenomenological research naman, okay, nakafocus tan on what? Common lived experience of our individuals. Okay? O ito, yung mga example natin ng mga research design, different research design, kasi baka ganito ang itanong sa inyo. Like for example, profile of juvenile offenders in youth rehabilitation centers. O anong type of research design yan according to its title? Descriptive lang yan because ano ba gusto mong malaman lang? O profile lang naman ng juvenile offenders natin. O ito, community perception on police patrol visibility in high crime areas. Okay, ano lang ba gusto mong mangyari dito? Perception lang naman ng ating community. Gusto mo lang malaman ano ba yung tingin nila sa police patrol visibility. Okay, so basically you're just answering the what question. You're simply describing o descriptive. Ito, cybercrime victimization among tertiary students in Metro Manila. Okay, yan. Gusto mo lang malaman ano ba lagay ng cybercrime victimization sa Metro Manila? That is what? Descriptive lang. Ito, tignan nyo to. Pag nakakakita ka ng mga influence, effect, impact na yan, yan na ang magiging pwede mong keyword. Okay, influence, impact, okay, effect, tatandaan mo, experimental yan. Bakit? Kasi sa experimental research design, okay, meron tayong causality and effect. Okay, merong cause and effect sa ating variables. Okay, now paano naman? Ano naman ang magiging keyword mo or palatandaan mo? Okay, kapag sa correlational research design, okay, you want to know the relationship or association between your variables. So ito, association between the peer influence and juvenile delinquency in urban community. So tingnan nyo, association. Okay? Ito, isa, relationship between fear of crime and neighborhood lighting conditions. Okay? Correlational. Ito pa, link o even link. Okay? Link between media exposure and public trust in law enforcement. Okay? Correlational yan. Okay? Tatandaan yung mga keywords natin na pwede mong magamit. Ito naman, paano naman pag ganito? Tignan mo. Okay. Case analysis. Okay, tignan mo. An examination of the rehabilitation process of a former. Tignan nyo. Nakafocus lang sa isang subject. Okay, sabi nga natin sa case study, ang focus natin dito is in a single subject only. And in-depth ang atake natin dito. Aaralin natin tungkol lahat sa kanya. Okay, tungkol lahat sa ating specific na subject. Okay, tatandaan palagi yan. Paano naman ngayon pag phenomenological? Tatandaan, ang focus pag phenomenological is more on the common lived experience of our subjects. Okay. For example, ito, life after detention, narratives ng mga former juvenile offenders. Okay. Aalamin natin, kamusta ba? Okay. Yung buhay after nila makulong. Okay, yan. Ito pa, experience ng ating mga police officers sa pag-respond sa domestic violent cases. Yan. Okay, ito pa, the daily realities of correctional officers working in overcrowded jails. Okay, we are studying pag phenomenological research, okay, design, we are studying the common lived experience of our individuals. Okay, now tatandaan, okay, pag quantitative, numerical data. Pag non-numerical, okay, qualitative. Okay? Okay, tatandaan lang ito. Ito, independent variable, the variable that is changed or controlled in an experiment, also known as the cause. Okay, pag dependent, ito naman, the variable that is being tested or measured. Okay, this is our effect variable. Okay, ito, next, the total number of people that you are interested in. Tawag natin dyan is what? Population. Okay, ay yung mismong kabuuan nung uh, kabuuan, okay? The total number of people or things that you are interested in. Tawag natin population. And now, sir, hindi mo naman po pwede kandakan ng, hindi mo naman po pwedeng kunan lahat yan ng data. Kung sobrang laki niyan, ano gagawin natin? Sige, mag-ano tayo ng sample. Ano yung sample? The representative of the population. Okay, na punta tayo sa ano, dito. Also known as random sampling, kind of sample selection wherein nagkakaroon tayo ng randomization. Okay? Pag merong randomization, probability sampling. Okay? Ito, non-probability sampling for very large population. Pag sobrang laki, cluster. Okay? Kapag merong At sampling technique chosen from a list or sequence, systematic po iyan. Okay, like for example, odd and even scheme. O ito, for example ito, paano naman ito? Dividing the population in strata or randomly sampling from each group, stratified po iyan. Okay? Paano naman kapag merong pantay-pantay na chance para mapili lahat ng participants? Okay? Simple random sampling. Okay? Okay, next. Okay, ito, techniques where the researcher deliberately picks, talagang pinipili natin, not randomized, non-probability po iyan. O ito, selecting participants, okay, who is easiest to reach or access ng ating researcher convenience, okay? Kapag meron tayong hinahanap lang na specific, like for example, ang gusto mong ikandakan or kuhanan ng data, mga lecturers, o ano gagawin mo? O purposive sampling. Okay? Ano pa? Ito, kung gusto mo more on what? Recruitment. Okay? That is what? Snowball sampling. Okay? Kapag ang pagkuha natin ng sample is tama, pagkuha natin ng sample more on recruitment, tawag yan snowball sampling. Pag naman dinivide natin yung population into categories and selecting a fixed number quota from each, quota sampling yan. Okay? Tatandaan natin yan. Okay? Ito, tatandaan, measure of central tendency, tatandaan, mean, median, mode. Sa mean, you are just going to get the average. Ano, paano gagawin? Okay, i-add mo muna sila lahat. Pag ka-add mo lahat niyan, okay, bilangin mo kung ilan sila. Kung ilan sila, i-divide mo. Therefore, makukuha mo na yung mean. Yung mean, average lang yan. Yung median naman, ito yung middle data. Okay, now, kapag naman gumit na yan, okay, kapag na even yan, and then dalawa yan, ang gawin mo lang, add mo silang dalawa, and then divide mo by 2. Okay, tatandaan mo yan. Okay, pag mode naman, the most appearing data. Ano ba yung most appearing dito? Eh, di yung 89. So, 89 ang most appearing data. Okay, tatandaan, what is the system used for index citation? Tatandaan, author date system. Okay, APA stands for what? American Psychological Association. Ano yung ginagamit natin ngayon? APA 7th edition. Et al. Means what? And others. Okay, the symbol used for connecting two authors in a parenthetical citation, tatandaan nyo, ampersand. Okay, it is used to connect two authors in a reference list, tatandaan, okay, ito, ampersand. Okay, it is used to connect two authors in a narrative citation, tatandaan nyo, okay, we are going to use the phrasal word and. Okay, if there are two, if there are more than two authors, okay, tatandaan nyo, okay, et al. Ano ibig sabihin ng et al and others? If citing statement or opinions gathered directly from a person, it shall be treated as what? Tatandaan nyo, it shall be treated as personal communication. Kapag directly mo nakuha yung isang statement, okay, sa isang tao, okay, and gusto mo siyang i-cite sa iyong research, okay, you will treat it as personal communication. Well, anyway, I think we have to end this na, and then meron pa kayo isa pa na huling bulong for research, no? Specifically for research only, okay? Kasi mas expert si Sir Miko dyan, okay? For that particular matter, i-expound niya pa yan para sa inyo. Okay, so uh, good luck to everyone. Sorry, binilisan natin kasi alas 10 na. So it's Sir Miko's turn na, no? Okay, sige, sige po, goodbye, good luck everyone, kayang-kaya niyo yan, okay? Kayang-kaya niyo na yan, okay? Kalma lang, bili. Sige, next na po kay Sir. Okay? Thank you everyone. Good luck sa inyo lahat.